Let's see if I can get the timing down for this. It's got to be going by now. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Also, fuck it. We'll do it live, everybody. That's what we're doing. We're here to talk about tasting it? No, 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 no. We're here to talk about Peacemaker, who just happens to also taste it. I wonder if I didn't change my microphone or not, because that would be something stupid that I would do. Click on this anyways. Yeah, now it's doing the right thing. That's nice. That's nice. Hello, Janie. Hello, Keely. She says hello to everyone. Everyone was nobody at the time. It was, well, I mean, it was me. I am everyone, which is a weird sentiment, but here I go. I see lurking people. Say hi! It's true. Good morning, Christine. We made it. That's nice. Got myself some Sunny D to keep myself from getting too parched. Hopefully the sound's coming through good. I'm in a different room, and the computer had to be moved around. So hopefully everything's good. There's no snap, crackle, pops. What's up, Darren? How you doing? So Keely Chow also said hi to everybody, but there was two people here at that point, so that's fair. I'm never going to say that. Like, I, I kind of like the Titans. The Falcons, I mean, there's a couple times that they beat the Packers, so I have a little bit of ire for them. But fuck the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys and their losing ways. That's all they do now is they lose. They're professionals at it. They're choke artists. I mean, I seen what happened in the playoffs. Come on, Dak. Get your head out of your ass. It was sad. I mean, not sad for me, sad for him. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I knew it was happening. I 100% knew it was happening. Janie says, PB, don't get used to me showing up on time. I'm not sure what broke the Matrix, but they'll probably fix it soon. Well, let's hope not. I wish I could get more people to show up on time. I'm going to send out a tweet. No, I don't want to. I want to share on Twitter. So, yes, I am sending a tweet, but it's more specifically the show is going, people. So, join. Talk about a wonderful TV show. See if I can type this up and keep talking because every time that I seem to try and send a tweet, my brain gets distracted in the tweet, and then I can't keep talking about what's going on in the stream. Which fuck. Yes, this too. Fuck the Bears, big time. Fuck them. Excuse me. Okay, see, well, once again, I was like, what am I doing? I'm sending a tweet saying I'm about to talk about Peacemaker. Apparently all alone because nobody else decided to join me yet. I don't know what the fuck they're all doing. About to talk about. How about you type slower? Use the hashtag. Son of a bitch. You piece of shit. There we go. There we go. Yes, tweet. Send it to the internet. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, everybody's just saying hi to each other. Good, so I'm not necessarily missing anything. Turn the volume down on that so I can click on the stream. Open it up. Oh, I got 10 likes already. That's impressive. Only 2 people watching. That's skills. Skills. All right, so save to live streams I'm a part of. All the content and the cheesing it up. Yes, yes. Save to all these playlists because that's what they want. But nothing is tag. I wonder, am I live? Can I change the tags on the YouTube studio for this fucking thing now? I have no idea. I have no idea how these things work. I'm not an expert. Nope, this one don't show up yet. I have to add the tags. I don't know how to add the tags, Tyrion. Like, maybe you can. There's no place to add tags on StreamYard. So maybe that's something that you got to do someplace else. I don't fucking know. Janie Davis says, I can't decide if, oh, fuck the Bears is worse than driving them down on the road. It's worse.
Hello there.
That was creepy. Are you excited for Obi-Wan?
I was just coming in to see if I could pull that off.
I mean, I knew who you were, or who you were attempting to be. What's up, Happy Dino? You weren't attempting to be a dinosaur. Well, he's turning into a fossil, at least the original one. He's dead.
Yeah, but if he's a fossil, if they bring him back like Jurassic Park style, he'd
Oh,
be the
wouldn't that
same
be
dinosaur.
wild? I mean, he'd be the same dinosaur, but he wouldn't be the same person because you don't have the same experiences and, nature over nurture, nurture over nature. I don't fucking one of these things. You know the thing,
Yeah, I know the thing. See, we're philosophical.
right? Right. That's what we are. Oh, I got two more
See,
thumbs up.
people.
There's one. Are you watching the stream? Or
No,
you
I
clicked on
am not.
you clicked on the link on Twitter and opened it in Twitter again on your phone, didn't you?
Yeah,
Fucking idiot.
that's because I'm at the mall still.
I know. You still shouldn't open it in the Twitter. You fucking putz. What the hell?
I refuse to do things your way now on principle.
Bonne nuit, Monsieur PB Unzad. I think that's what it says. I don't know what it means, but I think that's what it says. I'm pretty sure I butchered
And
all those words.
bonjour to you too, sir.
As is that like saying good evening? I don't speak these languages.
Um,
Happy
I,
Dino.
I,
I'll tell you what we're talking about, Happy Dino. Talking about this right here. F you, Barry. F you, Barry. Perp, get the fuck in here, guy. Like,
yeah, I saw Purp said he'd be coming in shortly.
you know anybody else who wants to talk about this show? Like, what's
I
Nate
have
out doing?
I have no clue who else. Like, um, I do know I do want to have a
No, who
debate with
doesn't?
Angus.
Yes, I do. I would love. I mean, I don't wanna be on your side, but I'm on your fucking side.
Like, okay, this is the thing that puzzles me, that baffles me, is I'd be okay if it was the same critique as the Book of Fett.
What's
Like,
up, Jenny?
oh, but I found enjoyment, blah, blah, blah. But when you can sit there and half-heartedly defend
No, that's what I'm
everything in the
saying.
Book
If you're
of Fett,
like, I don't give a right, like if you sit there and you watch just the first episode of Peacemaker and you're like, I don't give a fuck about the story, and I'll be like, did you laugh when he was talking to the janitor? Because
I mean,
if you laughed one time, that's a redeem. Like if you felt an emotion in the episode, and that's why I think that the season finale was so fucking great. It was definitely better than the season finale of Boba Fett, and it didn't even have a Rancor, but it did have something that moved onto screen a lot faster. I
like,
don't
that's my
like
whole
you
thing.
make
Like, how with the one surprise, because when you
a
really
hell of a
think about that
surprise.
episode,
Hell of a surprise. Did you see that
oh,
coming?
yeah, I'm not going to downplay it, but I'm just going to say, out of everything the Book of Fett had to throw just to get me back involved to watch its season final,
Right.
and then you think that this show kept me invested just solely off the characters in the story. And I wasn't asking by the time I got to the ending for a surprise. James Gunn was like, hey, here you go, guys, because you've been so patient. We
Dude,
didn't even fucking know that was coming.
like when they say it in the episode, and I was like, I don't think that she has the power for something like that. But apparently, I was wrong. She can just
So, I mean,
dial up the Hall of Justice and make a request. Be like, I don't need everybody, but if you could send like half, and then we'll only show half of what you send. We'll make it seem like the other two people that are there. I was like, really? You couldn't get one? You couldn't get her? You couldn't get her? Because I could understand how you couldn't get him, but I don't understand why they couldn't get her.
There's still contract disputes going on there too. That's like the least.
She's got to make a whole motherfucking movie.
Yeah, but from what I hear, Gal Gadot is just simply contractually obligated. She was not happy with Wonder Woman 84.
She's one of these people who's like, well, I'm only doing exactly what's in the contract. I mean, even if you pay me extra, because obviously if you go and you shoot extra time, they gotta literally pay you for that. I assume, like, here's a check for the work. Like that's how that shit works. So if that's
Yeah,
what happened,
and she was also
like,
shooting Death Not so I guess when they wrapped it up, because how they aired the episodes were actually shot like months prior, but she was filming too, so it probably would have been hard. But yeah, from what I heard, Gal Gadot has been very vocal that like once the third movie is done, she's out.
Okay, so this show would fit in real well on Disney Plus. Hey, Purp?
What show? Oh,
Peacemaker.
Yeah, no,
it fits your mold. It fits the mold that you said that they work with. They gotta have cameos in their TV shows.
Oh, well, this is a cameo that nobody saw coming. So.
This is what I mean. Yeah, it's completely different. Like they're barely on screen for any amount of time, so it's not like having Luke Skywalker for half an episode. I get that, but that was the discussion part that I wanted to have with you was what determines if you're building the show on cameos, or what was the other criteria? Legacy characters.
Yeah.
So, like, would anybody have watched the Mighty Ducks if Gordon Bombay was not in the show?
I'd say no.
I wouldn't have.
But I wouldn't call him a cameo. Like, he's a part of
the
actual
he wasn't a cameo. He was not a cameo. Absolutely not. Like, Boba Fett, there's cameos left and right. And in that one episode, you get a cameo of Boba Fett. It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Not as nice as fucking Peacemaker, though. Holy shit. That's a fucking
bro, that shit was crazy. Because, like,
saying that this is how you do a cameo because of the fact that Disney announces their cameos or gives you some kind of a clue of a cameo, whereas this was completely left fucking field.
Nobody expected it.
Yeah, I told PB that
the cameo
the cameo it was enhanced because of the fact that the show was so good that when it happened, it was like, oh shit, that happened. It wasn't like, oh, I needed
naturally.
Yeah, I didn't need it because the show sucked.
But
it was just crazy. I want to know how it happened.
It's crazy that when you had what's her name, Adebayo. Yeah. When she's like talking to her, it's like, yeah, I'll just say the Justice League, whatever. I was like, what?
Yes, this is a Justice League level threat. And when she said that, you want to know what I literally like the translation in my brain, because apparently I'm a shill, was it's an Avengers level threat. I was like, oh yeah, sure.
What's Dino got to say right now?
He says, hey Purp, I'm debating to check it out, Book of Power. Like the sentences broken up. He wants to know where the Book of Power is streaming.
Are you talking about Power? Oh, you could watch Power on Hulu. You actually just get the Stars app and just watch all the original Power Book 2, 3, 4.
Get Stars, and then you gotta subscribe to Stars as well.
I'm just saying you could just subscribe to Stars if you want to just check out Power for it yourself, or you could go on Hulu. They have it on Hulu, the first season,
or Amazon,
or the first series, I should say.
Jenny Godden says, "Fuck Disney." It's a good thing we're not talking about them. We're talking about Warner
Warner Brothers.
Brothers. Your favorite, Jenny. Your favorite. Your favorite.
And that's why I was having this debate with like Zach last night. I was like, I can't go by you judging DC off of Snyderverse because it's been over for a while. And if you think of their track record right now,
Yeah, now we're in the
look at
Gunverse.
like
I love it.
everything that's been released has been good. Even before this show, like the new season of Titans was excellent. Doom Patrol, I'm still kind of getting through it. I'm 50-50 on that.
How
Doom
But
can
Titans
Patrol's
was
fire.
good. Stargirl
whoa,
was
whoa,
good.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Doom Patrol's fire.
How can you be 50-50 on Doom Patrol? Now I understand it's not the same as season 1, but what the hell?
No, I'm having issues with the story, but keep in mind I'm only halfway through,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
you're gonna
haven't.
get your answers. You're gonna get your answers. So
Right, yeah. The story of
Yeah,
season
it
3 is
comes.
weird because I feel like I was in that same position where I was like, what in the actual like
but then when you get to the
I'm
end, you're like,
typically
oh,
lost. I'm
oh,
typically lost when Doom Patrol is, trying to tell their story. But I was especially lost in season 3. I was like, what in the actual fuck? And then like everything is brought together at the end.
yes.
All right, yeah. See, I'm halfway through because I decided to do 1, 2, and 3. That's why I say it. So I'm actually just getting into 3, and it's a little bit jarring. But I give Doom Patrol a pass for that because that's just their storytelling. Like it's weird as shit, but somehow they always make it work at the end. And so I'm like, okay, I could be patient. They've earned my trust in their show writing. But I mean, even the fucking Superman show on the CW is good. So I don't understand like
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna
where
watch the
people
second
still
season.
have this thing where they're saying, "Oh, DC is still not that good." Well, look
It's
at
because
Marvel compared to DC right now.
no,
What has Marvel really done?
listen. All people have their panties in a bunch for is Superman. Even though we've gotten so many different
What do you
Superman,
mean?
because people just don't know what they're going to do with Henry Cavill, and just like, where's Superman? Where's Superman? We need this. Like
I
DC
don't
This
give
has
a
no
shit about
direction.
that. I
whoa,
care
whoa,
more
whoa, whoa,
about
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Batman.
I literally just saw Superman. He was just standing there floating
Right,
and
exactly.
snickering at Barry Allen.
Right.
That's the best Barry Allen I've ever seen, and it was 3 seconds. He should
It's
flash
not a
on
rumor.
screen and flash off screen fast.
It's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor. Fuck you, Barry.
And
I mean, I do
what
love
piece?
being able to take those characters, those specific characters, and having Aquaman say that exact line. Like, I need to pull that
Yes, and
audio.
and I like that. That gives us kind of like a hint of what DC's going to be doing with their
I hope so.
universe.
What's up,
Like
Comic Chat?
like you'll see some blend of like the rated R stuff that they're building mixed with their PG-13 shit. Like
What's up, Q's Queen?
Yeah,
what up?
I mean, though, according to the trailers of the Batman, that seems like it towed a very fine line with that PG-13 rating. Like some of them scenes and the sound effects and shit, I'm like, Batman ain't killing people, but I'm pretty sure they're wishing they're dead right now. Like
Yeah.
he fucked that one dude up. He punches consecutively. I'm like,
Now,
did someone get him an ambulance?
did you see the scene that I was talking about? That was like, yo, that's definitely PB and Zod arguing right there with
Oh yeah.
Diebeard
Whoa, 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 whoa,
and
wait.
Vigilante.
Shit. What? Oh, what the fuck are they arguing over? Son of a
Uh,
bitch. Is it
I,
is it is it before the my favorite scene?
I think it's before. Yeah, it's before like they
My favorite
go.
scene is the helmet drop.
Yeah, it's before that.
oh
Way
yeah.
before that.
Okay. Fuck
No, it's
that.
just like the way that they're talking to each other. I was like, yo, that's Zod and PB. Like, that's funny as
Oh,
hell.
before I watched episode 8, I just happened to be partway through episode 7, so I was like, oh fuck it, I'll rewatch episode 7. Then I picked it up right at the part where Vigilante was holding up the veterinarians hostage. He's like, we
Yeah,
got
that's
to
funny as
kill him,
hell.
but we can't use duct tape. Wait, so you're compassionate about tape, but not brutally murdering them. Yep,
Yes. Yep.
fucking love it.
I feel like
Love
that's
it.
also an argument we would have.
Like if like there's a reason why the characters are in the thumbnail that are in the thumbnail, because I believe that they are the best. Like if you have a Fantastic Four of the show, those are the four.
And I also heard that what's her face, Hardcore is supposed to be in Black Adam, so that kind of confirms that they're starting to
Oh really?
connect everything. So
I mean,
Interest.
I want to know what happens because what Peacemaker is. I don't know what he's like a Hawkeye-esque character. He doesn't have any actual superpowers, but he's got some pretty sweet tech, right?
yeah,
Well, I
I
mean,
think he would give
he is
Cap a run for his money because at least he would kill Cap,
Oh,
or at least
because
try to.
his shield is so much sharper. That was so fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
God,
That was
everything that
Yeah, I was
entire
watching
that
that, and I
entire
was
fight
like,
scene, and then I'm watching the entire fight scene. And I was like, of course, fucking economist trips over a fucking fence, and then I was like, oh
it
my
breaks his
god,
fucking.
breaks the whole. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
so over the top, but I loved it. Especially like the whole helmet drop shit. That shit was funny as hell. Where he almost got there. He saw what the
he is
cow was.
he is not. He is not. Oh, no. When I said helmet drop, I meant the original helmet drop.
Okay.
That's my favorite character in the show. Like it was almost vigilante, but it's a
Oh,
fucking eagle.
Eagly. Yeah, Eagly was funny as hell. He's just like he looked at the fucking bar.
He's like, yeah, 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 and then he's fucking flying right to it, and I was like, is he gonna just
Busting.
like? I thought he was gonna drop it like just right in the center, of everybody, and they were gonna be like, what the actual fuck? And they were gonna like end up kind of doing what they did ahead of time, where they would just have to like blow it up outside and then we'll infiltrate or whatever. Like I thought that was
Hmm.
gonna happen, and then this motherfucker just takes a hard right. I was like, oh god. I told you he had no idea what you said. Ah, he's a special eagle.
Especially. It's so funny.
Oh shit. And then
like, I,
was it in the eighth
I
episode that no, it was at the end of the seventh episode that Vigilante was feeding him, right?
like
So
see
what?
my biggest connection was Vigilante because I feel like he argues like I would argue.
Because I mean, yeah, you definitely argue from outside of the box sometimes.
It's like some of the arguments where it's like I was just saying it because I wanted to present a different perspective. Like that one argument they had, like they were, I forgot what they were talking about, and then he just said some outlandish shit, and everyone stops and looks at him. He goes, "What? Everybody was saying this, so I just wanted to say something different." I'm like, "Yeah, I can relate. Like, Vigilante is my character. I would really be down for him getting his own show because he's so fucking hilarious. Like,
Okay, now
He's the sidekick that you want.
what? Okay, so if we got a vigilante show, I feel like the easiest way to make it is just have it cover the 4 years while he was in prison, because then you don't have to worry about him showing up.
Right.
yeah,
Like
that would
his
Like
glory
that's
be,
what
yeah, that
days,
would
in
be
like the early days of Vigilante. Like,
right, like to make a play off of DC Vigilante Year One.
yeah, that'd be funny.
I think it'd be great.
yeah,
Like you get to see him do kind of what they did on Arrow with the building of the character, because like he
Oh,
wasn't a vigilante killer, and then he
I forgot
turned
the one
himself into
part.
a vigilante killer.
With Judo Master seeing everybody like dead there, he's still eating the cheese.
Still eating the Cheetos and crying. Like there were a lot of tears in this fucking episode. A lot of tears all over the place. But what
Oh
I
I
want
man.
to
okay.
know.
Did any?
So is Judo Master just like some wacko socialist nut job that he wanted the butterflies to essentially remove all free will? Like that's what they were talking about. Like, did you not get
Mm,
that in the episode in that whole scene when they go on? She goes on that fucking progressive rant, and I was like, "What in the fuck is going on?" And then
right.
I was like, "Holy fuck, he's actually gonna fucking fall for this bullshit."
And then boom.
Activate human torpedo. I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna kill her. That's what I thought was gonna happen, and then she
Yeah.
just fucking takes off. I was like, that's way grosser.
And it's dope that like Garth like stayed back. So I guess they kind of built like a friendship still.
Goff?
So or
Yeah,
Gore. What is it?
I thought it was
Goff.
Goff.
I don't know. Goff. Whatever the fuck.
It's definitely not
Whatever.
Garth Brooks.
Yeah,
Okay, what
something.
I don't
Whatever.
understand, no, what doesn't make sense is that they said we can't pronounce their alien names, right? So you can't
Mm.
Yeah,
pronounce it with your tongue because it'd be like a bunch of clicks and clacks and shit like that. And I was like, okay. And
Bebop
the only
Oops.
right, the bebops, and then this person, they call him Goff because he used to be Senator. Janie Davis says Gar. I don't know who Gar is, unless she's talking about Teen Titans Gar. But Goff, like that was the senator's name. Why did the alien keep the senator's name?
because that's what John Cena was calling him too. Because
No, I get that. It's stupid.
well, I think he just adopted it because it was the easiest thing for people to say because
So
it
my
would be
question
kind of
is,
redundant to be like,
because we're doing this, totally out of order and completely fucking random, whatever pops in your head, which is nice. What the hell is going on at the end? Because they make it seem like that was his last jar of butterfly honey. What do you call it?
Yeah.
yeah, the cow goo or whatever. I think the implication is that he was just like willing to die off basically because yeah, it failed the mission. It's would you really stop and think about it? It's not
Dark.
it's a
Okay.
dark ending.
I mean, is it a
It's a
dark ending? Because it's just the ending that would have happened in 100 years. That's exactly what they say in the show.
I think it's dark because it's a matter of perspective. In my view, I'm not going to say her rant was completely right, but she did bring up some pretty valid points with the minus
Oh.
enslaving people. No. So
No,
they
they
brought
didn't.
up a
No,
good
they didn't
point,
want to
right?
enslave everybody. They only want to enslave a few people in power so that they can make all of the socialist decisions for you because those are the right ones. That's the
Yeah, that's
problem
crazy.
with that fucking.
But see,
That was, dude. Like you watched Stargirl, did you not?
oh yeah,
Okay, where are you in Stargirl? Did you see all of season
uh,
one?
I'm still, I finished season one. I'm not on season
Okay,
two at all.
hold
There's too
on.
much shit.
Okay, this is a perfect parallel because the exact same fucking thing happens in Stargirl, at least on the macro level. They want to essentially create this utopia, and they're like, yeah, utopia will be great because we're not going to have any of these conflicts, and it'll only kill a quarter of the population worldwide. And I was like, what? It'll only kill how many people? Holy fucking shit.
Well,
So
that's
that's
the
the same
argument
thing
though
that would
with
happen here.
Thanos, though, isn't it? That's the argument that Thanos had. He's like, yeah, I'm getting rid of half of the universe, but I'm also condensing the population of set universe, which halts expansion that would eventually lead to a depletion of materials and blah blah blah. It's not. I mean, it's not wrong to say that the idea is exactly wrong. I don't think it's that black and white, but the way you go about it is kind of the morally ambiguous thing. On
Okay,
paper, I'm saying on paper,
both
the theory is
both both shows have almost an identical scene in the sense that you have a villain spouting these, I would call them far left fascist socialist beliefs that are just going to make things better. Like if we would just all agree on these things, it'd make it better. But you humans are too fucking stupid. I was like, my God. Like I know what James Gunn's politics are, and he's pretty good at keeping them out. And I feel like this would have been a perfect opportunity for him to make the show go political, and he didn't. He did the exact opposite. It's like, fuck that BS.
but see,
But
Human
that's what I
torpedo.
like. That's what I've been watching James Gunn, like even his like
No,
little
he's a
projects.
weirdo.
No. What I'm saying though, his writing is on I call it like artistic
Dude,
level, because like a true artist doesn't let that shit affect the story they're crafting. Like maybe an idea might be in his head that's political, but he seems to write things coming at it from both angles, no matter what his personal belief is. Imagine that. A director or a writer who can bring up these topics and not give you an answer of where they
Zod,
fall. The show to
Zod,
me is like, here's what happened. You pick where you fall in the argument.
Go
Zod.
ahead, Purp.
Did you see that rumor? Did you hear the rumors of season 2 casting?
I did not.
Like, we'll get Nicolas Cage in there.
Oh my
We're
god!
gonna get
If they
Nicolas
get
Cage to
Cage,
play
that
what character?
I'm kidding. I was just trying to see how Zod was going to react.
no, I was gonna say
Hold on.
don't fucking play with
He's
my emotions.
he,
They get Nick
he's
Cage,
he's
10
the
out of
comic
10.
expert now. We got it in his head. If in Peacemaker, who do you want Nicolas Cage to be in Peacemaker? You don't know anything about that comic?
Um,
I
you
don't
could
know shit.
probably bring back Peacemaker's brother or some shit and say he didn't really die. He fell into a Lazarus pit or some shit like that and got brought back to life, and it was Nicolas Cage.
Oh my god!
I
Oh
mean,
my god!
his brother is what, 2 years
The
older than him?
crazy one too. His brother could be the crazy one because of what happened to him. And the Lazarus Pit doesn't bring you back right, anyways. We saw what
No.
happened with Jason.
Yeah.
So it brings back as Nick Cage. Oh my god! Oh my god! Writers, Gunn. If you ever watch it, Gunn, I'm saying Nick will do it. Nick will
China.
do it. Oh my god! If there was even a whisper
Nah, I don't
of
have
Nick
one.
Cage being in the
You
show,
don't have
I'd
an
be like, this is gonna be a 10
ASMR
out of
channel?
No,
Why
I
not,
don't.
Herb?
I don't because that shit is weird.
10.
Why are you whispering in my fucking ear? Speak up.
I don't know why they whisper.
We should just do this the whole time, just to see how people react. So how about that Peacemaker, hey?
It was wonderful. Loved it
It
so
was great.
much.
Did you see the part where they launched? They used a black woman as a torpedo.
Oh
Awesome.
my god. That's awesome.
And it's funny that you say socialist, whatever the fuck, and it's coming from an Asian lady. How do you figure that?
You gotta hide your wokeness in somebody who is not awake.
What was that?
Her character's not awake. She's got
Oh,
a butterfly in her head.
oh, oh. That fight scene was awesome, where everybody died, pretty much.
Oh, I was okay. Like, honestly, they killed off fucking Mern in episode 6, right?
Yeah.
Episode 6. Episode 6. The one where they start taking out the
R.I.P.
black people.
R.I.P.
Right.
Yes.
I thought for sure that they were going to kill somebody else, especially when shit just starts hitting. I was like, that's one person hit, another person hit, a broken fucking leg. I was like, holy fuck, how many people is John Cena the only one walking out of this? God damn. Like, he was under a pile of wood.
Hey,
You couldn't see him.
hey, Zod, you're supposed to whisper.
Son of
Do
a
you not
bitch.
get the joke?
Oh, I get the joke. I just don't fucking whisper. I'm a dictator. I go against the popular opinion.
Hey, you just ruin things. Always.
Janie Davis
Always.
says, Q's Queen, I think I'm learning mod foo. I got them to go quieter. I can move. I gotta hit mute for a second. I'll move the microphone close.
No, man. I don't know. I thought.
Can whisper
I
directly
thought.
into the top of the microphone, and you can hear everything.
I'm just gonna say it right now. You two guys sound
killing me.
creepy. You guys sound like really creepy pedophiles. I'm just gonna say it.
I mean,
I was going to do a rebuttal, but that would have made you look like. Never mind.
I mean, we are talking about a very strange show. You've seen the intro for it, yes?
Best intro ever created. Yes.
I mean, they ask a very. Oh, hold on, I fucked myself up. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons, you know. They ask a very simple question. Add to the stream, you piece of shit. Did it add? Can you see this?
See what? I see nothing. I am
God damn
blind.
it. There it goes. We'll just say this real quick. That's all.
Can you imagine a whisper version of that? That would be epic.
Do you really want it? Do you really want to taste it?
Alright, that got real weird, bro. Alright, that got really fucking weird.
I feel very uncomfortable right now. I never feel comfortable on panel.
Okay, so this is like that's the best cameo I've seen in a real long time. Like, we can say it outright. They had Superman, they had Aquaman, they had the Flash, and they had Wonder Woman. Like, I mean, yeah, you could ask for Batman, but I wouldn't expect Batman to show up to milk a cow. You send a farm boy.
I just wanted to say I was watching Angry Joe's review, and he brought up a good point. So you know how
the angry video game guy?
Yeah, he does great reviews on
Does he?
movie stuff. Yeah, oh yeah.
Alright.
He did a review on old Peacemaker. He loved it, but he goes, "What would have been great?" And it made me fucking think about this. So he goes, "You have that long running joke where Peacemaker is talking about how Wonder Woman was eye fucking him, right? So it would have been great if during that she turns around and like looks at him, and then Peacemaker goes, "Is she staring at my ass again?" Like, just that.
that would have been right over the top. No, it's true that because they didn't. I mean, did somebody ask him if he met Superman?
Yeah,
they asked him if he met Batman, and he's like, "Yeah, he's a dick, like he is to everybody else." Or was that the Flash?
No, that was Batman.
Okay.
I do think they need to start doing that. Like, once they get the Justice League together, like the actual Justice League, have Batman just randomly show up late or just like not be there.
Dude, like, okay, that's how I picture it all the time. Is that Batman literally only will show up for the group meeting, let's call it, if it's like at a crucial point. Like, it seems less important when Batman's not there. And
if it has nothing to do with
he's sleuthing around.
Batman only cares about Gotham. Batman only cares about Gotham. He could care less about the whole rest of the world.
No, that's exactly right. Like, he had to stop the global threat because Gotham is on the globe.
Yes,
that's it. Like, he's a very selfish superhero in that sense.
Very.
Like, Superman cares about more than Metropolis. I don't know about Barry Allen. And I also don't know about Carmen, if she cares about, like, more than Central City.
Carmen.
What's up, Carmen?
Hey,
Rose. Well, was somebody else just ended their stream? We got a bunch of people coming in? Hilarious. I have no idea.
Hello to all the people up in the chat.
Landon says, PB, Purp, and Mr. Zod, the best trio on a Saturday night.
Why do you call him Mr. Why do you call him Mr. Zod? Call him Peasant.
General Potts.
General Peasant.
General Peasant.
Oh, hashtag suck my dick.
Oh,
Okay, so
I just want to say shouts to 50 Cent for leaking that episode and allowing me to watch it early. So, you know, shouts to
he
you.
leaked his own show.
He does that all the time.
That is that is the greatest business strategy I've ever seen done. I just
I
want to
don't,
say
I
that
don't get it.
Me neither,
because
but it's all.
you leak your show before anyone else can. He's like, "Fuck it! If someone's gonna leak this episode, it's
That's
gonna
not
be
how you
me."
make. That's not how you make money off the show.
Like he owns, like he's Stars is pretty much his platform at this point. Like he can just do
I
whatever.
don't have a problem. Do I have a problem? Do you guys hear a problem?
No.
Uh, maybe with me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got a problem. I have generals out on my stream to talk about Peacemaker. So I told you guys, I got a question for you because I told you what my favorite scene was, which was Eagly missing the barn. But what was your favorite scene from the season finale of Peacemaker, Burp?
Aside from the Justice League shit, I would have to say is that whole fight sequence was really
The
dope.
fight
It was really
scene. Yep.
clean. It reminded me of like The Walking Dead, how they just like bum rush zombies and shit like that. It was fucking hilarious. See, I feel
God damn it,
God
Zod.
damn it. I feel bad for the cow. I think didn't the cow only have like one tooth, yo?
I mean,
It
Yeah,
had like
if it had two teeth, they were skinny.
yeah, but I feel bad for that cow, man. He's just trying to live his life and then
Like, what I see, what I don't
torpedoed.
understand is like the whole premise behind that makes no sense to me. We left our planet, and your planet had everything except for food that we needed. So we brought our own food that will last for 100 years, and then we will all fucking die. But before that, we're going to try and fix your entire civilization with mind control. What the actual fuck?
That's what I say. Most people that are villains or perceived as villains, their motives don't make sense. They make sense
Carmen,
to
I
them.
said hi to you. I
But
don't
she's
know.
angry. Wait, what? Zod? No, sucking any dicks? Oh
Hey,
man, you do not have a problem with me, Carmen. It's fine. Trust me, you don't. And no, you got your hello. Life is good. Is waiting for you to say whole to. Oh yes, whole Carmen, whole Carmen. Right? You
I
remember? You
was
guys
I
remember
was
that joke? Were you here for that joke? Was anyone here for that joke?
mm-mm.
When Carmen showed
I
up
was
last week, she usually says
uh,
"hola," but instead of the A, instead of the A, she put an E, so it said "whole." PB, I was like, "Whole to you." It's fucking
that's
fun.
funny.
That's good stuff. I love the chat.
But
I love the chat. Go ahead.
back to the episode. I was expecting hardcore in Peacemaker to do the nasty, but I guess they're gonna
You
say that for season two.
you think I don't know if it's gonna. I feel like if they're slow rolling it this far, like season two is gonna end with like a kiss, not them doing it.
Nah, they're gonna do it. She's not
'Cause
the
it's not
type
like
that
he's getting out of
lean
prison
into a
again.
kiss.
He had sex with an alien. I mean, it felt like having sex with a regular human because she was inside a human, but it still counts as having sex with an alien, doesn't it?
Hilarious.
No. What I
I
want. What
mean,
did they ever do anything with the ship that he found?
That was what's his face's ship?
It's
Garth.
Goth's ship, or no? That
Garth.
was no. It was the ship of the chick that he blew up in the
Yeah, yeah,
parking
yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
so
they
did they do anything with it? Like, did they send it to Argus or send it to Star Labs or anything?
probably not. Or maybe she'll probably give that ship to what's the face and he'll take off.
Oh,
Or
maybe.
she.
Keep
Yeah.
that ship now. He's got a ship for them. Like, I don't know what happened to all their infrastructure. Like, they showed up, and then you see a whole bunch of ships, and then they show up or they all leave together. They show up at the frickin' police
I,
precinct, and it looked like there was way more butterflies than there were
y-
tiny spaceships. And I was like, holy
I, I,
fuck.
wa- I want your thoughts on this because going back to that whole Justice League reveal, right? And saying he said where Peacemaker's like, "Yo, go fuck another fish, go fuck a fish or some shit like that," and then Aquaman's like, "I really hate that rumor," but technically, like Barry said, it's not a rumor
It's not a
because
rumor.
I think y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that was also a shot at Amber Heard indirectly
Yeah.
People
because her
love.
shit
Oh,
probably
that
smell like fish.
Oh no,
that's
I mean, the people who get the joke are laughing
Yes.
because it's. I mean, you can say that it's not directed at her, but literally, like, Aquaman has sex with the redheaded chick in what Mira. Fuck, I
Yes.
forgot her name for a second there. Like, they definitely be bumping uglies, and
Yeah, they're
she,
amphibians because they live
she's
underwater.
amphibians don't live underwater.
Well, whatever, fish people.
They're fish people. They're 100% fish. Like, if you watch, what do I want to say? If you watch this season of Young Justice that's currently going on, they tell you how the Atlanteans were created.
it was some
Like,
fish, wasn't it?
no, 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 no. It was straight up Vandal Savage children.
Mm.
I don't want to even know the
Dude,
logistics of what.
like, okay, so he's immortal, right? So he founded this city, and then one of his kids became immortal, and he was ruling over the city. And then,
What's what's
what do you
the
mean?
the chances of them bringing? I think they should do that instead of don't worry about Darkseid and all that. Bring Vandal Savage into live action
Yeah, we need Vandal Savage.
because
Okay,
he's an
so
interesting character.
are
He's been around
we
for a while. So.
confirming that Randall Savage fucked a fish,
Did
and
you
then
just
that's
say
how you got the
Randall?
Atlanteans?
Sounded like he said Randall
Vandal,
Savage.
Vandal Savage.
Yeah,
He
he had a
said
whole bunch.
Randall.
He
That's
100% said Randall.
that definitely sounds like a villain though. Randall.
Randall.
No, I mixed it up with Yu Yu Hakusho because that was one of the
That's
villains
a
on
weird
there.
thing to mix it up with, but continue.
No, 100%.
I
Like,
mean,
this is like, with the way that he works in the shadows, he could start popping up on all of the shows. Like, he could literally not say anything and just walk in the background and be like, that guy looks fucking familiar.
Yeah. I think it'd be an easy villain to kind of bring to life. You know, I gotta worry about CG or nothing like that. Or, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
He
he's
just
a
look
bit. You got
people.
to get a bigger guy, just like how they got Vincent D'Onofrio to be Kingpin. You'd have to get a
Now,
bigger guy.
if the great Khali could fucking act, then yeah, I get him.
What?
Or
That's not what
no, you know
I
what
didn't
no,
mean.
no,
Like
you know
that
who
big.
no, you know who they're gonna get? They're gonna get Roman Reigns. Now they think about it.
I mean, yeah, somebody
Aquaman.
that size. But I was thinking somebody maybe like a skosh bigger, like somebody who's like a Batista size, like
Hmm.
that you need that volume of a person to be Vandal Savage because he's still a warrior.
Yeah,
Like, he's a
yeah.
big son of a bitch. It's not like you. I mean,
I'm
with
just
his
saying
powers,
Keanu
he
Reeves.
could be a skinny son. Well, that's a tiny little guy.
No, tiny,
What's up,
tiny,
Laura?
tiny man.
No, Keanu Reeves was in that Berserker comic, and they made him bigger. You know, camera tricks. You can make Keanu Reeves look bigger.
No.
I mean, you could, but I'd rather
Just
not,
shoot up.
especially when it's somebody who, fuck, I've never seen, I've never seen Vandal Savage lose control. Like, he seems like he's one of those characters that's always, even when he's in a physical altercation, he seems like he's still in control.
Hmm.
Like, he is the immortal version of Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
Like, they
basically.
have the same
There
style of
was
mindset.
there was a comic with him and Lex met each other, and they had a very interesting villain dialogue, but it was like super calm. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna destroy you. Well, I'll destroy you first. Well, I've lived for 1,000 years, but I'm smarter than you." That kind of a thing, and it was so fucking weird because I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this because it's like two of the comic villains in DC having a banter back and
Well,
forth
that's what I
about.
was saying. Like, not if you compare him to the last Lex Luthor we got. That was not a
Yeah.
comic.
But I just think that would be a good idea for DC because you don't have to do like some crazy like Brainiac or some shit like
Yeah,
that where
I
it's
mean,
like save some money. There you go.
how much have the two of you watched the Young Justice cartoon?
I'm in the middle of season 3.
Okay, so now that like
I'm
how much?
still on season.
Jesus Christ, what a great DC fan you are. Um,
Man, I
I'm
was busy watching the new Catwoman.
I'm like 3 episodes behind in season 4, and to me it
Mhm.
seems like the farther you go into the show, like the first 2 seasons are kind of like their own thing, and then they switch it up just a little bit there. But it always seems like the big bad guy in the background is not Darkseid; it's Vandal Savage.
Mhm.
Like the
Now that
story
would be
is curtailed way more to Vandal Savage being the guy who's actually pulling the strings and making things happen when you didn't even know it. And that's what I'd want to see in the live action shows.
That'd be dope.
speaking
Like
of
have
Big
little
Bad. I
hints and stuff like
gotta
that.
disappear out of
Right.
here because I gotta go. I gotta punch out now, and I'm switching over. But it's been
Don't
good
get
to.
punched out now.
I'll
He's
try
gonna
not
punch
to.
out and switch over, and then you're gonna come back and join us.
Probably not. I'll see what the lady has to say.
Ah, I see how it is.
Oh.
Yes, for villain safety, I cannot apparently be kryptonite or unicorn horn. So yeah,
Okay,
two
see you
weakness.
later. You didn't stick around long enough to get yourself plugged. Go to General Zod's YouTube channel. He has
Or
one.
don't.
Or don't. That's an option. Like if you're not gonna watch
Choices are
something, piss off.
choices matter.
But
See,
Shoot.
definitely go, or I'll destroy your planet, and then there'll be no YouTube. So
okay,
yeah,
okay. Time to move along.
Extremist.
I'll see you all later.
See you later. Fucking leave. There we go. This fucking guy. The DJH Record Hound says Randy Savage lost control all the time. Ooh yeah. I mean, it wasn't my best. Oh yeah, but I'll give it a. I'll give it
That
the
was
old
like a
college
Kool-Aid.
try.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I love Kool Aid Man. Kool Aid Man is fucking great.
Did he get canceled? Because I don't see none of his commercials. Like
Kool
he's
Aid
just not
Man.
doing it.
He got locked
Yeah.
up for trespassing. Like, like he busted out the wall, and they were like, "Really? You're just gonna do this?" And he went across the street and he did it to the fucking neighbor, and they're like, "What in the fuck is going on?" And by the time he made it to the end of the street, they had him 100%. Like, he'll never be breaking your bricks ever again. They got him busting bricks in a state penitentiary.
Yeah, man. Peacemaker was amazing. And just
Dude,
all the
like for
haters, I just don't
how
understand.
I mean, obviously the what do I want to say the cameo because I mean in that show it quite obviously is the like does anybody else show up? I mean, you could say
No.
that you got the Amanda Waller cameo at the ending because
And she was like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't expect to show her either. Like they got all of these they got they got all of the characters like the 3 of them who had speaking lines. They got all of them to say the F word. All of them.
What was your least favorite thing about this finale?
Oh man. I mean, a part of me wants to say the cameo because I know that it wasn't the people, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I
sure.
know that it wasn't Henry Cavill, and I know that it wasn't Gal Gadot. Like when they first showed up, I thought they were just gonna like stand on the periphery, like they were in the shadow, and then I was like, okay, well they got like their stunt doubles or their body doubles or just somebody who looks similar, and they put a fucking wig on the guy holding a trident. Like this is what they
Yeah,
did.
that's what I thought they were going to do. Like,
Right.
oh
I
shit.
thought they were just gonna do that, and then as he got closer, I thought he has his one liner, what the fuck, you fucking late dicks, or something like that.
Yeah,
And
you're
then
late.
go back to fucking another fish. And then I thought that was gonna be it, and he was gonna like pass back, and then they were gonna stay, camera tight on him, and then kind of look back at him, and then you'd kind of see their heads turn at each other and be like, "What the fuck?" And then they come out, and I was like, "Holy fuck! You got at least of the four that you had on screen, you got at least
Mm,
two of the fucking actors, and that's all you really needed."
yeah,
Like, what
you
the
already
hell
know.
was
It's like,
Superman gonna say?
yeah, right. He's not going to curse or nothing like that. He's like Captain America.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I didn't need to hear anything from Superman, but what? Who the fuck did Zod say he heard that from?
Mm,
Angry Joe,
yeah,
Angry
something
Video
like that.
Game Joe. He's like, yeah, if he would have said that Wonder Woman was looking at his ass on the way out, that would have been a perfect scene. I'd have been like, yeah, yeah. It'd have been
But you
pretty
already know
close to
what
perfect.
you already know what group of people are going to be mad about seeing this. They're like, oh, it's not my Zack Snyder.
Least favorite scene? God, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Like, what the hell happens at the beginning of the episode?
It's all a blur. Oh, they were
The
doing like the
beginning of the
fart.
episode is the fart joke, right?
Yeah.
I guess I have to. I mean, with how good the entire episode was, it's not like there's a lull or anything. Like even when you're sitting there and you watch the final episode of the Book of Boba Fett, and you're like, "This is the season finale. How come I'm finding this?" Even it's only a few moments here, but why do I feel like almost bored? Like, why am I waiting for the next thing to happen instead of
Hmm.
being involved in what's happening right now? Which Peacemaker at no point, like, you never were, at least I wasn't. I mean, other people might have been because maybe I don't care about the characters. I don't know any of these characters other than what I saw of them in the movie. Like,
Hmm.
all, I shouldn't say all of them. Most of the people on the team are in the movie. Like, the ones
Yeah.
that aren't, and the ones that weren't in the movie who I'd never been introduced to ever in my life are my favorite fucking characters. Like my
Oh,
favorite
let's see.
character is Eagly. Second favorite character is Vigilante. Third favorite character is Peacemaker.
We forgot to talk about this. I think this is going to be really important going forward. Is the fact that he's seeing his dad now.
Okay, now I'm always on the fence when it comes to this seeing a person, right?
Hmm.
Because sometimes the show will play it off of, well, because we're a visual medium, we're having you visualize how he's interacting with this ghost, essentially. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, but it's still just happening in his head like it's a psychological thing, or you do get the occasional physical things, and
Well,
these are being manifested because of them. Like, does he have a fucking tumor in his brain? And that's what's
something
causing
like that,
him to hallucinate his father.
right? And
He went through something traumatic.
that's what power does, especially now with Power Book 2 and stuff. Like a character will kill somebody, like a main character will kill somebody, and they'll see their ghost, and they'll be like
So then
talking
you're
to
gonna
them
sit
and
there
stuff.
and wonder.
No, 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 no. It's just like that. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like like the one character Tyreek. He had this one scene where
So
all the
what?
people that he got, he was pretty much involved with getting killed and stuff. Like he would be haunted by them. Like and or or you could take the original main character Ghost from the original Power, and he would see like somebody like Kanan or something like that, and he'd just be
So
hallucinating kind
you being a fan of the show and watching the show
of.
are never sitting there wondering if this character or that character has a physical ailment that is causing the hallucination. You're
No,
just
no, no,
always
no.
on the. This is how they visualize it instead of just having
Yeah,
a person standing there talking to an empty fucking room.
yeah. But they did something in this that I wish they would have done in Power, where it's just like you have the father son thing, like because spoiler alert for anybody that haven't seen Power, Tyreek kills his father. So yeah, and but for some odd reason they're not. Well, there's other reasons. It's a long story why they won't show ghosts and stuff in any of these new shows, but that's another thing.
Landon says, I could never possibly forgive Zach for wasting my time and ruining my day on March 18th.
March 18th. What was that?
Isn't that when a Snyder Cut came out last year?
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, I watched it and I was like, holy fucking shit, man. I'm only halfway through. The other movie was over already and told me the entire same fucking story. Assholes. Jesus Christ. I agree, Landon. What a waste of fucking time. But then we streamed about it for hours and hours and hours, and that wasn't a waste of time. So think about that.
Hmm.
But if you give something attention, I was like, yeah, I needed to get my opinions off my chest so that I didn't have to, bring them up. They come up occasionally. Somebody triggers you, and you're like, that motherfucker is terrible. Let him do an original fucking movie, and then it'll be fine. Because I don't hate every Zack Snyder film. I just hate every
Yeah.
comic book Zack Snyder film.
Except
There's
for
like
like Watchmen. Watchmen was good.
Watchmen is probably the worst. If we're talking about like just movies, like if you didn't know anything about Superman or what Superman is supposed to be like, Man of Steel is a better movie. But if you have an inkling to what Superman is supposed to be like and what his character is supposed to be like, it makes it a worse movie. Like fans of Superman don't like Man of Steel. Fans of Zack Snyder like Man of Steel. That's
Makes
disappointing.
sense. Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't.
And I really think he fucked up by killing Superman in the second movie. Like that's out of
It was stupid.
anything
What's up,
like
Jack?
in BVS, like like looking back at it, it's not a terrible movie. It's just like a lot of
No, BVS is it's not a
mishandled.
terrible movie. Like I couldn't tell you how many times I've
He
actually
was just
watched it.
it was just
Like
he was doing way too much in that movie.
Like there were multiple times when we have been streaming in the past, we've been doing it for 3 fucking years, where I've had Batman vs Superman on the TV in the background when it's on mute. Just, something on
Hmm.
the TV or whatever. Like I've had it
Damn, it's
on.
been three
Like
years.
it
That's
was it
crazy.
was recorded onto my DVR. So I could just throw it on whenever I wanted, throw it on whatever I wanted. So that was like the one day and I threw it on. I was like, what the fuck is the problem with this movie? Like, why the fuck don't I like it? So I'm sitting there watching it. And I was like, okay, try and memory wipe yourself of the issues you personally have with this on this watch through. So I'm sitting there watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it, and I make it like an hour into the movie, and I was like, huh, this movie's this movie's actually been pretty good so far. Like the first out, like not much happens in the first hour of BVS, but it's pretty
Hmm.
good. And then it turns to shit. It turns to shit exactly when Lex Luthor gets introduced, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" So that was the problem
Yeah.
all on my
For
fucking
me,
god.
I think you hit
Jesus.
that nail on the
Hello,
head.
Rebecca.
I feel like it's the build up. And the build up, it's just that third act fucks up the whole entire movie. Because
Yeah,
you
I
got this
mean,
thing with
it's
Lois
so
Lane with the bullet shit,
anticlimactic.
which like Lois Lane should not have like a huge part in it. They should have cut that shit all the way the fuck out. This shit was stupid. Even in the ultimate cut, it was stupid. Um,
Lois Lane is only there to show off Superman's abilities. That's the purpose of her. So you're aware, not you, Perp, but people
mm.
of the internet.
Yeah, it's just like there's little things that could have made that movie just win people over, and it would have gotten over that $1 billion mark. Like
Yeah,
you
but that's
just
not
get
how
rid of.
Zach does his fucking stories with
Yeah,
these
yeah.
characters for some unknown reason. Like, it seems to me he himself either went out and watched somebody else's interpretation of the character, or he decided to literally pick like the 2 or 3 darkest panels. And like comic book people know what I'm talking about. I don't mean like an entire fucking book. I mean literally open it to page fucking 8 and look at the worst thing that Superman is doing. And he picked the 2 or 3 out of like a book or 2
hmm
books or something like that. He's like, that's what my Superman's gonna be. I was like, I'm sorry. At this point, at where we are in history, every superhero who you're going to put on the screen, whether it's big or small, so movies or television, they need to be composite superhero. Like, unless you are specifically telling a story that is going to allude to how it goes later, like if you do, which they say that it's not supposed to be an exact representation, but it's going to be close. Batman Year One with the new Matt Reeves Batman movie, like if
Well,
that's what
technically,
they're
year
doing,
two.
right? Like they said, they're adapting part of Year One, but it's not going to be actually like he's going to be established already. I was like, okay, well now that he's established, that means there's a couple things that we got to agree on here. Like, does this Batman are they going to are they going to skip the scene like BVS does and be like, hey, we showed you Bruce Wayne's parents getting killed because we can't skip that. It's important. Fuck no, you can skip it. In fact, like it has to be there, but I don't need to see it anymore. How many fucking different times have we seen it?
Yeah, just put it in like the opening credits, like where you're showing all the people, like, oh, this is directed by Matt Reeves, like him, just just like a silhouette of
Like
his
if
parents
that
died or
is
something like that.
important to the story, I guess you need to have at least something like I don't know, you have to have a flashback at some point. Depends on what kind of Batman story you're telling. If you're telling the kind of Batman story they told in Batwoman, you don't fucking need it at all because Batman was a fucking villain. Dickheads. Still upset about that. I was like, you finally get to bring the voice of Batman because I'm sorry, I've seen all of them, like from beginning to end, like Adam West to uh, Robert Pattinson. I mean, it
Which
counts.
Robert Pattinson is the best one.
We've seen him talk, so I'm counting it. Like he said something in a trailer, I'm counting it. So I've literally seen every single Batman, and
What have you done?
when I hear Batman or Bruce Wayne's voice in my head, it's always Kevin Conroy. Every fucking
hmm
time. Like no like shit, sometimes when I would see the Batman, like you're sitting there watching the movie with I'm watching Batman Forever, Val Kilmer's on the fucking screen, and I expect him to sound like Kevin Conroy, and then he doesn't. And I was like, oh, that was a little off. Son of a bitch. Then, or Ben Affleck says something, I was like, that's not what Kevin sounds like, but you're close. You're trying. You're giving your best effort. I'll give you points for that. But you don't quite sound like Batman because you're not fucking Kevin. Like I don't know what the fuck it is about his voice, but then to see him in real life, and I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to tell a weird Batman story with him because he don't look like Ben Affleck. Like you see what Kevin Conroy looks like?
hmm
He's like the short version of Christopher Heyerdahl if he lost 20
Yeah, yeah,
pounds.
yeah, yeah.
Like he's skinny and like he don't look like a superhero. Like
I
Ben
don't know why
Affleck
people
don't
ask me.
necessarily look like a superhero, but when you see him doing a salmon ladder, you're like, yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why people ask me silly questions like, "How did you watch the episode early?" Can't tell you. Can't really reveal my sources.
Can't reveal my sources.
You should already know.
You gotta get farther into the inner circle. That's what I wanted to say. Then you'll have the source, right?
Yep, yep. You have to join the Illuminati
What's up,
and
lemon pie? Weren't you here
sacrifice your
before?
firstborn to goat.
And PB doesn't sound like Captain Jack. No, fuck no, he doesn't. Not at all. My God, I don't sound like any Captain Jacks at any point. I mean, who do I sound like? Do I sound like John Economist? And
No, you sound like I always said this. You sound like Ben Stein.
my,
Always remind me of
you
Ben
want to
Stein.
win PB's money? Clear eyes. Wait, wait, fucking A. God, I lost it already. When you've
when
got dry red eyes, use clear eyes to moisturize. Fuck.
funny as hell.
I was okay. So like of a lot of the game shows out there, his was always one of the game shows that I wanted to do, like be the host of. I was like, like obviously we're not actually winning
I
Ben Stein's money, but
yeah.
fucking a.
I used to be on this like weird like
Well,
not
don't
obsession.
leave. Don't
Not
leave.
like a not like a weird obsession, I should say, but like I felt myself watching a lot of game shows at one point. And the only one I really liked was like Whammy. Then I found out like
The original.
the original was what, Press Your Luck?
Yep.
Yeah, that show was fire. I love that show.
So
Both
you
those
you
shows.
like you like Press Your Luck, or
I like
you
both
what?
of them. Yeah,
Okay, so those
yeah.
interesting.
And like Lingo, I was watching
Oh, Lingo
Lingo.
was a good one. So you like Chuck Woolery,
Who?
the host, Chuck Woolery?
Oh, oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
He was
You
the
could say
host
that.
of Lingo. He also did what he did. What do I want to say? He did Love Connection back in the day, and he. I want to say he did Greed on Fox. Do you remember that one?
Hold on.
He did some big one that was on Fox. But yeah, he like that's what he's known for. Because I don't ever remember seeing him ever act in anything like pretty much all of the other hosts of all of the other freaking game shows, like Drew Carey, actor, Steve Harvey, actor slash stand up comedian. I mean, they're all fucking actors, but I don't ever remember him being an actor. He was good at his job. He was damn good at his job. I don't know why you were leaving, Janie. Just one question from Rebecca. Why did Batman not run over Joker? Not run over Joker like Joker. Wait, why did he
I'm back.
not give the Psycho what he wanted? I feel like that's straightforward. You don't want to. You don't want to give the Psycho like he's got a code. Batman's supposed to have a code. That's what I don't get. Is like,
I got a
hey,
code.
I don't kill people with
Only on
guns.
Sundays.
And I was like, oh, okay, you don't kill people with guns, but you kill people otherwise. And he's like, if the mood calls for it. I was like, okay. So what is the actual rule here? Because this Batman, like, I mean, I'm not a comic expert, but I know that I've seen the comic book cover where he's literally running around with a pistol. Like, Batman has a pistol and he's firing upon people to kill them. And I was like, okay, so that's not the Batman that I see in 1992. Fuck, when did that start? Is that right? 92, 95, something like that? I don't remember the exact years, but somewhere around there. Janie Davis says, PB, I'm showering, but I heard you panic while I was taking down my hair. That's fucking hilarious. Rebecca says, lemon pie, maybe. LOL, like, I mean, hee hee, Joker is bad, right? Seems like most heroes don't mind killing supervillains, so why did Batman not run over Joker? Because he didn't want. Because who knows what that would have triggered on the other side? Who has any idea? Like, if you give the villain exactly what they want, you don't know how it's what the repercussions are going to be. I mean, you see that in the Dark Knight. They lock the Joker up. It's exactly what the fuck he wanted.
PB, you need to watch Attack on Titan.
Why? Because I got time until May. That's when the next show is out.
Nah. It's still going on, but I'm just saying, just watch.
No. I'm saying, Peacemaker's over. Boba Fett's over. The only show that I know on the horizon Is
Oh,
Obi-Wan in
Ozark.
May. What comes
No,
out before that?
I think Ozark Part 2 comes out in May
Really?
as well. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
thought that wasn't coming
Yeah.
out until summer, like June or
Well,
July.
that is technically summer. Like May
May
is summer.
is not
So,
summer. Summer is June, July, August.
hey, well, over there in the sticks in the woods, that might be, but over here
In
it's
the
May.
fandom forest,
The Phantom
we have
Four.
regular seasons.
No, but it's that could it could probably pop up in May because I kind of like what Netflix is kind of doing. You see with Stranger Things 4, they're splitting that up into two parts.
It
The
seems
first
like
part,
I don't know,
get the
when they're doing that kind of stuff with these shows, it seems like they're just trying to milk you because they know that they're going to release all of them at once, and they're like, well, we made all of the episodes, so we'll just cut them in half, and we'll give them half now and half later, because it's not like they're
yeah,
still editing the Ozark episodes. They're all fucking done. They're just sitting there
yeah,
waiting to hit the fucking release button.
yeah. Because like I think part volume one, whatever, for Stranger Things 4, that's coming out in May. I'm probably wrong,
Okay.
but then the second half is coming out in like July, some shit like that. Or like two
Because I know
months.
I checked my handy dandy TV time app because I was like, when the fuck is The Boys coming back? Because I
What's
don't
that?
The Boys on Amazon, the show that you wouldn't watch because you didn't even make it to the bottom.
Oh, yeah. I finished the first season, like,
Yeah,
but
except you
just
skipped half of it. You slept through it.
nah, I didn't. I
You
went back and
literally
watched
slept.
that
You're
shit.
like, oh, sure. You went back and rewatched it. So you're like, yeah, it is a great show.
No,
It
I
is.
fell off after the second season. Like I was just like, not
Second
really
season.
feeling
They
it.
only had the second season.
Yeah, I stopped at the second season. So, and
Yeah, we quit
Diabolical
after
doesn't
season
look
one,
that
and I was like,
interesting,
I don't
but
know
I
who we
might
quit
check
here.
that out.
What is diabolical?
It's the animated series. It's kind of like it's like 8 different stories, kind of doing like that whole Star Wars vision type of thing, or like kind of like what if.
Wait, 8 different stories about what?
I don't know. It's just 8 different stories. It's just gonna be 8 different stories,
Like
8 different
Star
type of
Wars
arcs.
Visions
Yeah,
is
it was like
about Star Wars characters.
but it's not. But Vicious was different. It wasn't like they could play around with other things. It wasn't like you didn't see no Luke or Leia or anything like that, like those type of characters.
Right.
But
Yeah, the boys ain't gonna be here for like over 150 days. Because when I checked it, it was at like 180, and I was like, that's half the fucking year away, man. It's not gonna come out until like the end of summer. Jesus, what's happening?
they could
What the
keep
hell
it.
is happening? Rebecca says Batman isn't a smart guy. Batman slams Joker's head into the table. Joker, that isn't wise. It makes one's head all fuzzy. Batman slams Joker's hand. Joker says, "See what I mean?" Yeah, I love that scene. It's fucking great.
Oh, I got these scars.
You want to know how I got these? I mean, I would, but he's never going to tell us the truth. We never get the truth about anything with the Joker, which is kind of what I love about his character.
Hmm.
I mean, are they? Do you think they're going to have any? Like we talked about Vandal Savage before. I mean, holy fuck! If you can have the Justice League show up, why can you not have a Justice League level villain show up? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. Yeah, I
Like,
don't think
if
we got there yet, but it could be Black
granted,
Adam.
I mean,
Black Adam could be like you
who
know
is like James Gunn? Is he making a DC movie?
he said he got another project in the works, but it's going to be more Suicide Squad related.
Well, I
So
mean, he doesn't have anything necessarily to do with the 4 characters that he put on the screen. Like, he didn't do any writing or producing or directing with any of those 4 characters, did he?
I don't think so.
And he got, well, I mean, he got 2 of the actual actors on screen, but he got use of all of them. Like,
Mm,
they could have just sent uh Aquaman and the Flash. Like, it wouldn't be the first
yeah,
time that you'd be like, oh well, We couldn't send the whole Justice League because Batman doesn't like you. Like
Right.
that's why he wasn't there. I don't even remember who's at, like, and what Cyborg was supposed to be there, and then who the fuck else were we missing?
Cyborg's not even supposed to be on the team, but
No, I agree with you, but in the reality that we live in, Cyborg is part of this Justice League. No, my original seven are from the fucking cartoon.
right.
So
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl,
Yeah.
plus the other five, the regular five. Like those five never seem to change.
Yeah. It's always Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern.
Uh, no, it's not always Green Lantern.
Green Lantern's always there.
I mean, but he's not always a founding member, is he?
Yeah.
Or did they wait? Who is? Were there 8 founding members the first time? Who am I fucking
No,
forgetting?
there was always
Bat-
7.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Aquaman.
I don't think Aquaman was a founding member in the cartoon. That's the one. He definitely wasn't. He was not Atlantis. He only got one hand.
Or
When is that going to happen to this Aquaman? You know it's going to.
Manta might take his arm, might take his hand. You know.
Well, I mean, you've
He's
seen.
definitely gonna kill his dad though. He's definitely gonna go up there and just just murk the shit out of him and be like, yeah, an eye for an eye, bitch.
Wait, you mean he's going to kill? Wait, his dad?
Yes, his father, his human father.
He's going to go. You think Aquaman is going to go kill Jango Fett?
No, I'm saying Black Manta's gonna go kill his father.
Oh, Black Manta's going to go and
It's
kill
like,
his.
see, you should have helped me. You should have helped my father, so I'm gonna go kill yours.
Oh, Black Manta is going to kill Aquaman's father. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And we got that one bitch that was singing in the Snyder cut, whatever. That's like humming in the background, sniffing his drawers.
I mean, I feel like I'm really attached to this idea. Excuse me, of having. It doesn't necessarily have to be Vandal Savage, but I don't know how many other people are at his level that they can be in the background, in the shadows, just making things happen. Like that's kind of what Thanos was doing in the Infinity Saga, at least in the first half. Let's
I
call it.
think it. I think it would be a dope choice. You know, you don't gotta go right to dark side. I think they already kind of like blew their load with that with the
Like you
Snyder shit.
have you have a easy, at least the way that I look at it, and I could be skewed. I'm not the DC expert, but I do know some things. Like you have the easy escalation ladder. Like if you start with the primary superhero, right? The
hmm
primary superhero is Superman, which would mean the first step is Lex Luthor.
Like, yes,
So you deal with Lex Luthor over the course of not just a film, but over like he would be like the 1v1 it. He would be the Loki. Like
yeah,
that's where he would actually do his villainy. And up to that point,
yeah,
like Loki isn't a supervillain in the Thor movie. He's not. Like, yeah, he's a bad guy, and they're like, yeah, we gotta fight this fucking guy because my brother's trying to take over the throne. But he's not a bad guy the way he's a bad guy in the Avengers. Like, he's definitely worse in the Avengers. He's like,
hmm
I'm gonna come here and kill all these motherfuckers because they're a bunch of piss ants. And I was like, okie dokie, guy.
Or how
You
would
need to
you
go
feel
through some
about them?
therapy.
How would you feel about them taking a page out of Sony's book, or even with the Joker? Is we get a Lex movie?
Oh, I would love to go down the villain route, but to finish off my ladder, you do the Lex route, and then you work your way up to Vandal Savage, and then you work your way up to Darkseid. You get what I'm doing there?
Yeah, or
Like,
even we could actually get a legit Doomsday and then Darkseid.
sure, you could absolutely throw Doomsday in there, but I mean, you're like dealing with the local threat. Like Lex
Yeah,
Luthor is the problem for Metropolis. He's always trying to, have a scheme or a scam or whatever.
Mm.
Like he's
He'll
dastardly.
always be that reoccurring villain that you'll see randomly, like, oh, eventually he'll become president type shit, or
Right. Vandal Savage is a global villain. Like he is set for global domination. He's on a conquest. There's a reason why he was what the hell did they call him? He's supposed to be Mongol. What's the fucking guy? Genghis Khan. That's who he's supposed to
mm,
be. Like he went and conquered the whole fucking world. From he had this empire, he had that empire, he had all kinds of empires. And then after that, then you move up to dark side because he is a galactic threat. Like I don't know
you
what
know what?
stage you could have in between there.
Now that you think about it, I feel like a Vandal Savage live action should have been like a Jason Momoa.
Like Jason Momoa playing Vandal Savage.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw the show Frontier, right?
no,
You didn't see the show Frontier?
no.
Oh man, you should go check that out. It's Jason Momoa being a badass in like I want to say it's supposed to be set in the early 1700s,
Hmm.
maybe in the mid 70s. It's definitely. I'm pretty sure it's before the Revolutionary War.
Oh, I'm gonna send you I'm gonna send you this trailer because there's this new movie on Netflix I haven't checked out. It's called like The Last Man Down or some shit like that.
We're
That
gonna watch.
motherfucker's gonna
We're
be
gonna watch a trailer.
no. I'm gonna send it to you later. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and it's just like yeah, that motherfucker, he's big as shit. He can play Vandal Savage,
right.
maybe.
Like I don't know how much his acting skills have improved, but having somebody like Nathan Jones play Vandal Savage, you know Nathan Jones, right?
What was he in?
The only thing that I know him in off the top of my head is The Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I seen the Condemned. I just can't remember his
Okay,
face.
Nathan Jones is the big white guy that Stone Cold kills at the beginning of the movie before they take him out of prison,
Give me a
like
second. Hold on. Let me see this.
to prove his worth.
Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones. He was. I mean, he tried to be a pro wrestler there for a second, but he's like, this schedule's not for me. So then he went back to doing acting, apparently. Because, like, what's the difference between professional wrestling and acting? Nothing. That's why wrestlers make some of the best actors, and I will continue to say that forever. Like, look at The Rock, look at John Cena, look at Stone Cold. Like, Stone Cold's at the bottom of the barrel, he'd be at the top of the barrel on the other side. Like, I'd pick him in a fight over the other two. Like, I'd be afraid he'd stomp my mud hole dry. That's a gay joke right there. You're welcome. What the hell? Rebecca says, Lemon Pie, I still love Joker. Imagine if he and Loki teamed up. What the actual okie dokie?
Yeah, I get it now.
Double perp?
Double perp. What is going on?
I don't know. I can do that. You've taken
Excuse
off.
me.
You've taken over the top line. Do you want me to eliminate your other person?
Yes, there could only be one perp.
You
Now
want
the other guy I was talking about, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'll put it in a private chat. I don't.
okie dokie?
That motherfucker's big as fuck. But I see what you're talking about. Yeah, Nathan Jones too.
Daniel Stitson?
I think that's how you go with it.
I mean, it sounds like it's the easy version of Polish, which isn't necessarily easy. It doesn't have a ski at the end.
I think. Wait, actually, he looks familiar. I think he might have been from Warrior. He was the one Irish dude that was fucking people up.
Warrior, the TV show?
Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean, you've seen a picture of Nathan Jones, right?
Yeah.
Like that'd be great. The only other person I could think of off the top of my head to fucking play Vandal Savage, you already got the look down. Like you got Mark Calloway do that. That'd be wonderful. I'd be down for that. I don't give a shit how good the acting is. It'd be like
Mm.
you got the undead man to play an undead or to play an immortal. Thank you. Do you know who Mark Calloway is?
No.
Mark Calloway is the Undertaker.
Oh, see, I never knew this motherfucker's name.
Okay, so imagine the Undertaker, who is the Phenom. He's supposed to have this immortal character, and then you have him play an immortal. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, he's too old though.
He's a big Vandal. I mean, that is the thing. Like, you got to have somebody which, like, you can't kill Vandal Savage, but you can scar Vandal Savage. So I don't entirely understand the metaphysics behind that one because you'd think if you can fully repair your heart,
Mm.
be like maybe repair the scar on your face because you look like shit. Like, what the fuck, man? Get it together? Come on.
Right.
But he doesn't. Like, he's got scars all over his body, left and right. Unless the scars were there from before he gained his power, I don't fucking remember. Like, when you get to that point in Young Justice, you'll be like, oh, this is interesting. I think you'll have even more appreciation for his character at that point.
True. Give me 1 second. I gotta go put something in the oven.
Okie dokie. Q Screen says, by the way, PB, Undertaker is being put into the Hall of Fame this year, and Stone Cold is going to wrestle Kevin O. What? No fucking way. Like, I knew the thing about the Hall of Fame, but no fucking way is he Stone Cold wrestling at WrestleMania? What? Okay, so let's just do this the easy way. We do Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. It's the second thing here. Why WWE wants Kevin Owens to be Steve Austin's opponent at WrestleMania. The Battle of the Stunners. Actual reason Stone Cold is returning to WWE. Why Top Raw Superstar has been chosen as his opponent. Like, because they both do the stunner. It's obvious. The fuck? I can't believe this. A truly stunning match. That's clever. That's clever. Oh, and it's comicbook.com, you bastards. You clever bastards. Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE Raw Superstar, planned as WrestleMania opponent for Legends' huge return. Like, what is. How did I miss this story? For WrestleMania 38, Kevin Owens linked. That was from 5 fucking days ago. Let's click on this one from 4 fucking days ago. Oh my gosh, if the latter does so, it's not guaranteed yet. Hoping to have Stone Cold at WrestleMania 30, but he's old. He's stone old Steve Austin now. Like, it's not the same. It's not. Like, I saw the match between The Undertaker and AJ Styles. It was good. Don't ever do another one. Because everybody saw the match between Undertaker and the Brothers of Destruction versus DX, and it was absolute utter trash. So let's not fucking repeat that with another fucking legend who already has a fucked up neck. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Like, that guy, he needs to not. I mean, I want to see it. Like, I really want to see it. But fuck, I don't want him to get fucking hurt. You never know what's gonna happen. You go into a fucking wrestling ring. Like, stranger things have happened. I mean, Owen Hart is not alive. The ring attacked him on his way through the sky. Or through the air? Through the air. Not through, he wasn't going up, he was going down. It was rapidly. It was bad. It was very bad. As of right now, it's unclear whether or not Austin has agreed to compete. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because why would you agree not to compete? It'll be his first since it'll be his first match in 19 fucking years. How fucking old is this son of a bitch? to the other part of the internet. Yes, just look up the Stoned Cold. 50 fucking 7. Holy shitballs. He ain't wrestled in 19 years? Fuck, he retired when he was the lucky guy. Lucky guy. Son of a bitch. Backstage news on why Steve Austin is coming out of retirement. What? Walked out on megastardom because of what? No, I'm not reading you, Daily Star. But what is this? Backstage news. Everybody likes backstage news. 2003. Recently reported he's expected to return. Reported by who? Wrestling Observer? Skeptical. Skeptical. I have to talk to my inside guy. Yes, I have an inside guy for wrestling. He's in the know. That's what he does. It's like his thing. Like all the other things that I do and have talked about on here, he would only ever talk about wrestling. That is his thing. I mean, it used to be our thing, but I guess my thing with wrestling, it comes in swings and roundabouts. Like I'm not always into it, but this time of year is when it's easiest to be sucked back in, like WrestleMania
Yo,
season, man. So how'd the oven go?
yeah, just put some cookies in there.
Of course you did.
Should be done in like 10 minutes. Some shit's cooked fast.
Chocolate chip cookies, man. Who
Yep.
who
I swear
who
them
made
things.
the dough? Who made the dough?
Pittsburgh Doughboy, and I swear
Pillsbury, not a paid advertisement.
I feel like they skimped because I haven't had them in a long time. I was like, bro, since when are these shits so small? They used to be like a little bit, chunkier and had more chocolate chips in it.
They shrunk the size on January 20th, 2021 at noon. That's a Joe Biden joke.
Joe Biden.
She's ruining everything.
Yeah.
Oh, if only he's not conscious long enough to ruin everything. Thank God. Whew.
Yeah,
Out on that.
another election should be going down in like 2 years. So just gotta wait 2 years.
I mean, he's only been doing this for 1 year. He got installed into power in January of last year. So he's been doing it for a year and not even a month. Like he ain't even had 13 months on the job and he's supposed to be there for 48.
It's
Ugh.
crazy.
Ugh.
Could I imagine like 4 years as a president? Must feel like an eternity.
Dude, the only person to like the last guy is the only one who doesn't look any older after he did it. Like I don't give a shit how he's doing it, but he's doing it. Like all the rest of them, you look at them when they start. Like you look at Obama. Granted,
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Obama is
crazy.
well, he became president at a bad time for him because when he started as like he had the full 8 years, but when he started, he had no gray hair at all. Like
Yeah.
zero gray hair. And when he ended, it's fucking all over the place. And you're like, well, he quite obviously got older. Like George Bush, the last one, only a little bit. Bill Clinton, like the ladies were helping keep him young, so he didn't get as old. But fuck, all the ones before that, they look awful. Like, look at what JFK looked like on the way in and what he looked like on the way out.
Right.
You're supposed to laugh at that guy because he got, he didn't look so good.
It's fucked up.
It is fucked up, but I mean, we're here to make light of terrible situations so that people can, I don't know, have some type of reprieve from the pain. You know who's not going to have a reprieve from the pain? That fucking butterfly when it dies. Like, how long is he going to be able to keep that thing alive? How long can they starve to death?
It's probably gonna have a dramatic death in season 2.
I
Or they're
have
gonna play the sad music or
it
it's gonna
makes
find a
me
new
feel
body.
like it's going to find a new body because he can't communicate anything other than like how they did in the jar. Like he could write real fucking slow and you could
Yeah,
learn things, but it'll take forever.
Harcourt almost almost end up getting killed by that butterfly.
So
If it was,
now my question for you is: while you're sitting there watching the show, and they've already killed off Mern, they already killed off his father. Like these are integral characters to at least the season, and they were like, "Yep, kill him. Yep, kill him." Were you afraid that
so
you were
you,
going to lose anybody else in the final mission?
yeah, when everybody died, it was just like, oh damn, like it's like
I
damn.
I thought that Harcourt was dead.
You know, I had the
When he picked
wildest
her up,
theory.
when he picked
I,
her up out in the field, I was like, "Fuck, man, she's dead already."
I had the weirdest theory, but I was just like, yeah, that was like a complete reach. But I was like seeing people dying left and right. I was just like, what are the chances of Mister Nobody popping up? That would have been fucking epic, and just you was fucking with everybody the whole time.
Ooh.
Shit, like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, there we go. There's a character that's been established that I know nothing about him other than what I was showed in season one of Doom Patrol, and then
mhm.
he went over to the Harley Quinn show, which I find fucking hilarious. That they're like, yeah, this animated show is in the exact same fucking universe. I was like, okay, okay, I'm on board with you. I'm on board with you because you're Mister Nobody. He could absolutely pop up someplace else and be like, "Yeah, I was pulling strings in the back."
Yeah, and that's there goes the Doom. I still want to get that. I need to see a Doom
He's out
Patrol.
there. He's out there.
Yeah, I need to see a Doom Patrol crosser. Like, just have a like Cliff just pop up for like one episode
Like
casually or something.
even if you don't have the yeah, he went over to this cartoon show crossover. Like they have it set up in the Doom Patrol show, which is connected to all of the rest of them. That he's out there, like he's missing. They don't know where the fuck he is. He's out there getting into hijinks with all of his other bad guys.
Right. Or even if you want to bring like somebody like Economist over to Doom Patrol and having him interact with Cliff, that would
For
be
like a
fucking
day. Be like,
yeah.
we needed a tech guy, so we called a person that fucking economist shows up.
Oh my god.
Oh
Like
fuck,
Cyborg's
man,
not here, we need a tech guy.
dude! Like with the way that they've done these shows and the way that they have them set up, and the fact that I mean, how could they not be connected? The only way that they're not connected is the sense that you got two separate Batmans per se. Although we don't know that for a fact because we didn't see Batman in
Yeah.
this grouping of the Justice League, so it could be the same Batman.
Like I said, like it was I never like believed that like yeah, this could be a separate Bruce in a different universe, but like with the Flash, that could just, bring them into that universe, but they could still do their own thing in Matt Reeves' universe and stuff. That makes sense.
No, I just want to make sure that everything is clear. Like I don't like the well, this could be connected to this. And I was like, yeah, with the way that the multiverse works, all of the combinations are possible. So that could have been fucking the Superman from what do I want to say? The TV show, Tyler
Yeah,
Hochkin.
yeah.
I don't ever
He can
remember
go
what
over
he
to the
was.
Batman or something like that.
Right, like that could be that one, and then you could pull freaking Robert Pattinson over and be like, and this is our Batman in this one
Mhm.
with Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller as those two characters still saving them. We're gonna pick this Batman. We're gonna pick this fucking Superman. Like you just mix and match however you want it to because that's how the multiverse works. I get it. I want to know stuff that is directly connected, like on the same
Yeah,
plane of existence. Not
yeah.
oh well,
And
it's in the multiverse with it. I was like, I don't give a fuck about that.
I think that's what like a lot of people's frustration is coming from too. It's like, what's connected? What's this and that? And I just look at it like, like all these different movies and TV shows are going getting
No, I
their
mean
own universe, pocket universes and stuff like.
that was what I did like about the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover on the CW shows is that they were just pulling right like they pull Kevin Conroy Batman, they pull Brandon Routh is Superman. Like, he was on one of the fucking shows, and they're like, we need you to play a different character. He was like, oh, who? And they're like, we need you to play Superman again. He's like, are you fucking trolling me? Be like, people did
And
not like it when I played Superman. You want me to fucking do it again? They're like, no, it's going to be slightly different. And I was like, oh, okay. And he did
but
it.
who's to say that Superman is not connected to that Supergirl or something like that?
That's what
You
I'm
know, we
saying.
still.
So they said that all of those shows were connected, but they weren't necessarily all on the same Earth. Like, originally, Batwoman was on Earth 2.
Mhm.
And now the only difference that I know is you got your whatever original or current, or I don't fucking know because I fall behind. You got your CW fucking verse. Like, everybody who's on the CW is on the same Earth as far as I know. And
Mhm.
everybody who's on HBO Max is on the same Earth that I know. Right? Like, Cliff Steele is underground underneath the Titans and Peacemaker right now, digging his way to Florida, right?
Mhm.
Right, like, that's happening on the same Earth. And then Stargirl had its own Earth. Like, it wasn't connected to any of the other CW shows when it started. So it was
Right.
supposed to be on, I don't know, because they did the crisis reset. So I feel like Stargirl was supposed to be on Earth 2 because they have different
Hold that
histories.
thought real quick. Give me a second.
Like, that's what informs you, at least me. I don't know about anybody in the chat. I don't know about you specifically, Perp, but that's what informs me of what shows are connected. Because if an individual character pops up, like we just talked about before, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're on the same fucking Earth. It just means that you also have a Wonder Woman. You also have an Aquaman. Like, these characters do exist on your Earth. They might not be the exact same one. What informs you whether or not they are the exact same one is the planet's history. You're like, this character is on this Earth with this history. This character's on this Earth with this history, and that's what happened in Stargirl. Stargirl has a different history when it comes to the superheroes because there is no Justice Society of America ever talked about or ever referenced in either of the other two universes. Like, CW, there's no Justice Society. In HBO Max land, there is no Justice Society. It's only the Justice League. And
Cookies
that's
are completed. Love it.
excellent.
Looks fucking beautiful.
So, which do you like your cookies at? Do you like them at room temperature or as hot as fucking possible?
Uh, hey, if they just look, not burnt, and just I like them just right, just
No,
warm.
no. Oh, okay. So you want it to be warm.
Yes.
You don't want it to have fully cooled down, but you like, okay, I don't need to eat it right after it comes out of the oven.
Yeah, I wait like 2 minutes, let it deflate, do its
Let
thing.
it deflate. Sure, sure. I usually pull the gun a little too early because I was like, oh, can I get this in before it solidifies? I usually do.
It's just a pain in the ass when you have to take them off the fucking sheet, and then some of the part of the cookie comes off and shit. Okay,
Oh, that's a
hate that.
fucking killer. It's like, come on, man. Like, things were
It's just like,
going
what the
so
fuck is
well.
what's the point of this fucking vegetable oil? It's supposed to not stick.
Right? I sprayed this motherfucker so goddamn thick it's pouring into the bottom of the oven. Cookie still sticks. It's like, what does it even fucking do? So did you hear my point?
I probably missed it. I walked away.
The only way to know for sure which characters are wholly connected, like if you wanted to know if the Justice League is on Peacemaker's Earth, you would have to be informed of their histories.
Right.
Like, you would have to know this is the planet's history, and they were here the whole time. Like,
hmm
he was on Krypton, he was shot over here, he grew up here the whole time. At that
Like,
same time, Peacemaker was doing this.
I feel like Because I was talking about a while ago that, like, the planet that the butterflies come from is the same one as, Blue Beetle and them. So there goes that kind of tie in. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Blue
that's
Beetle's probably
nice.
gonna yeah.
Which I mean, isn't isn't Blue Beetle supposed to get a movie at some point?
Yeah. Like 2023 next year.
Okay, so is he supposed to be like the equivalent of a Shang-Chi or something?
You seen him in you
No,
seen him in yeah.
no. I mean, in the sense of, I know who Blue Beetle is. I've seen him in the cartoon. Like, I understand the character. I get
Hmm.
what's going on. What I'm saying is, he's not in the original grouping, but is going to be in the Justice League.
Yeah.
Right. So
Maybe
he would be like,
maybe it'll be in the Justice League. I don't know,
I
but
guess maybe he's more like Scarlet Witch in that sense. Like if he's a second generation guy. Like what is Shang-Chi? Like
yeah.
what are we on? Like the third, fourth, fifth generation of Avengers? I don't
Well,
even know at
technically,
this
with
point.
if we go by what Kevin Feige said, then there is no more Avengers. The last one that we got was is what we got. So
Okay, so then how many versions were there?
um
You got the original version. You got Age of Ultron version. I mean, I would say that there's five. Because then I would jump to Civil War, then I'd jump to Infinity War, and then Endgame. I would say all those
yeah.
themes are different. Slightly. Like Endgame is like a compilation of all the themes. You just add them all together and then be like,
Mm.
except Black Widow.
Which I understand what Kevin Feige means by that, because like all these movies are gonna be like team up movies, like big team up movies. So
Wait, but are you saying that there are not going to be any Avenger titled movies? Like there's not going to
probably,
be an Avengers 5?
probably it'll just be a big ass crossover or something like that. I don't know.
And you
But
don't think
I
that
could
they're going to have a. You think
the
his
best
point was to say we're not putting Avengers in the title anymore?
maybe, but I could see like the next Avengers just being called New Avengers or something like that. But
I mean, I would fucking hope not. Like, if they do like new Justice League, I'd be like, no. I'll just go and fucking rewatch Peacemaker at that point if you want to try and give me new Justice League. Although, I am a sucker for these types of things, so I would probably give it a shot. Like, I definitely would give it a shot and be like, how many episodes until I get to check out because you're making a terrible fucking show? And then it would end up being good. I'd be like, fucking wrong again, guy. Wrong again. Like, son of a bitch. These things would happen to me on the internet. Although it doesn't happen too often where I look at something and go, yeah, that's terrible. Ends up being great.
whoa, identity politics.
Identity politics about what? What are you talking? What?
I'm just saying randomly, like when you watch something, you just like before even the movie or something comes out, be like, woke, identity politics. I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah. Like if they would imagine if they would have put that Goff speech in the trailer for Peacemaker at some point, people would be like, look at this fucking woman going off again. I would have been like,
China.
I'd be like, yeah, I guess it does give me that hint of wokeness. And then if you would ever watch the show, you would know that they actually stand for the opposite, or at least Peacemaker does in this moment. Like he's like, oh yeah, all of that sounds wonderful. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's not American. Bam.
Right, exactly. He's like, oh, or what did she tried to get at him? She called him a proto-fascist, and I was like, I don't know exactly what that is, but I'm sure Janie Davis could tell me. Like, I understand what a fascist is, and I know what it means to be proto. Like, almost. Like, we almost got you there. You're not quite a fascist. And I was like, you mean like what you're talking about? Like you telling me what to do and when to do it is that's what the fuck fascism is. God damn it! Like
Right.
I found that hilarious. when she said that specific fucking line. And then I was afraid. I was like, oh fuck, man. We went through this entire fucking season. We made it through the entire fucking finale, and now we make it to the culmination point, and it's some woke fucking speech that's gonna sway the hero. And he fucking kills that goddamn cow, and I couldn't have been more proud of America. It was wonderful. That thing was creepy.
So are you gonna be watching the Lord of the Rings show in September?
Fuck, it don't come out until September. I'm gonna have forgotten about it. People will be able to get all up in arms all over again.
Mm-hmm.
No, I looked. I was scrolling through YouTube. Oh, yesterday maybe. Might have been the day before. And as I'm scrolling through, somebody had a fucking poll up about what they thought or what everybody here thought about that Lord of the Rings trailer. And I was like, well, I don't really know anything about Lord of the Rings like at all. I don't think I've watched any of the movies from cover to cover. I've never read any of the books, period. So I'm not like a fan of it. And I looked at it, I watched the trailer, and they just had it 1 through 5 with 5 stars down to 1 star. And I was like, well, it didn't like I'm not a Halo fan either, and it didn't give me that same fucking feeling that Halo did when I watched that trailer, where I was like, this is something that I need to fucking see. Like it absolutely did not do that for me. But will I check it out? I'll probably end up checking it out. In the poll, I said 3 stars, and then after I fucking voted, mine was like 20%, and 1 star was at like 42%. I was like, holy fuck, man! Like people really are upset about something.
They're upset because there's a black
No,
dwarf, and
which
that's a woman.
which which I mean, I halfway understand, but nobody yet has been able to explain to me why something created out of nothing can't be different when you're creating something out of nothing. Like, I've never
Mm.
read the books, so I don't know if in the books, because books are very descriptive, he's going through and describing all of these. What the fuck is it? An elf?
Dwarf.
A dwarf. He's describing these fucking dwarves, and like, yeah, they're short, they got pointy or whatever, you do all the things. But most importantly, if you forget everything else, like if you could only remember one thing about these dwarves, they're fucking white. Like, did he say that in the book? Because something like that seems very fucking strange. And why
There's
is it
black
that if
elves.
right, why can there not be
Right.
black
Just because you
elves?
didn't see it doesn't mean it doesn't like exist in
Just
this world.
because, bingo, thank you. That's exactly where I was going with that. Just because you haven't seen it yet, like you are describing it. I mean, I'd have to read the book, but I assume, because that's how it works in every book, you're describing what the character sees. Like, very rarely is it just the narrator describing the scene. Usually it's, this is what this character that I'm telling the story about, this is what he sees. He sees a short person with pointy ears who's white and has a two-tone beard. Not dyed. Not dyed. But definitely don't dye it. Well, mine isn't two tones the way that his is two tones either.
That's just funny as hell. That was a great backstory.
Dude, like the emotion that they were able to pull in this episode was fucking amazing to me. Like, unbelievably fucking amazing that you can go from the, what do I want to say? Is tenseness a word? I feel like it's not, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Mhm.
The tenseness of him trying to get the fucking helmet all the way down the steps. He's fucking creeping down the steps. And I was like, what the fuck. They're like, you gotta be normal. What are you doing, John?
Yeah,
And I was like,
when he
laughing
asked him,
my ass off.
when the one dude asked him, was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "The bag." He's like, all
The bag.
right.
Oh, all right. I was just making sure. I was like, how the fuck? I was thinking the exact same thing that they were. I was like, how the fuck did that work?
His moment he saw the cow, and he's like, "Oh fuck this!"
Fuck this, no more fucking kaijus. So right, you go from that tense part, and then you get that one moment of hilarity where he's running away from the kaiju essentially, and then you get pulled right back into it, and you feel sorry for the fucking guy because he was doing, this one thing. He was doing this one thing, which, he was able to actually, what do I want to say? Muster the courage, maybe isn't the right phrase, but that's what we'll fucking go with. He was able to muster the courage to go out and buy some cheap ass dye, put it in his fucking beard to make himself feel better. And he didn't think that anybody noticed until this one fucking asshole kept on saying it over and over again. I almost fucking cried.
Yeah, I gotta watch that
Like,
finale
oh my
again.
god. I was like, this. I don't know how he does it, but he's able to take a group of random fucking people. Like, tell me the difference between uh, Guardians of the Galaxy and fuck, I don't know how to combine those two things. The Peacemaker Guardians. What's the difference between those two teams?
They
Like
come
they're
together really well, but
they're
well, one
almost.
can curse, and one really can't. Like they,
Oh
yeah,
no, I get
yeah,
the adultness of it, but I'm saying to take completely random fucking characters that people have never fucking heard of
yeah, but
before
like,
in my entire life. I've never heard of the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched one
yeah,
fucking movie. I was
and
like, I get you, Rocket.
that's why I say I feel like when it comes to groups, like bringing together a group, like James Gunn does it better than the Russos and anybody else, like Joss Whedon. Like he really knows like how to juggle multiple characters, where like a lot of people struggle with that shit.
Right? And especially to have a character who doesn't necessarily speak and can still show that much emotion. It's amazing to me. Like, I don't know how the fuck they did it. I still, like, obviously it's entirely CGI. I don't think there was ever a real eagle at any point, was there?
No, so CG.
Right. It's entirely CGI and fucking, I bought every second of it. The bird looks like, he never looks fucking fake. Does he ever look fake to you?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
sci-fi look to
the
it.
way he like the where you could really tell though is when he starts to hug Peacemaker. That's just like, yeah, Eagles are never gonna really do that, but that's just funny as hell.
Hey, man, if you don't want to believe in miracles, that's on you. Thanks for the setup. That was beautiful. I thought that was fucking. No, okay. Coming back to a hilarious fucking line in the fucking show. Like, I saw an eagle hug a man, and I took it as a sign. Why? And I fucking lost it. She said fucking why, and I fucking lost it. I was like, I was thinking that exact same fucking thing. I was like, why is this a sign for you to be like, yeah? And then she says it outright. How come it wasn't a sign to run the other fucking way? And I was like, holy fuck. Holy fucking shit. Like
This what I like about
the
cop.
stuff that he lays out in his show, like where you don't expect them to say the obvious thing, and then he says the obvious. Like Vigilante is the one that I think does it the most. Like when they were standing there, and he's like, do you want to leave or do you want to ask stupid questions? What do you want to do?" Like, what the fuck, man? What do you mean? What do I want to do? Shut the fuck up! I want to get the fuck out of here. God damn.
Yeah, that shit's funny as hell. Like I like that they're allowing James Gunn to just have complete creative control and shit. Like he's just having fun. It's okay to have fun with comic book shit. Like people be like,
Okay,
I
so
don't get this show. It was just like, bro, like everybody that has an issue with like John Cena Peacemaker and stuff. He's like, oh, he's not. He wasn't this way. In the Suicide Squad. Why is he? All eventually. All of a sudden changing. I was like, bro, all your answers are in the show.
100%, 100%. They don't leave any of the, what I want to say. What's the best way to fucking say this? The questions that you have that are explanation driven, they don't leave unanswered.
Mm,
You're like, why the fuck is he doing this way? And you're like, no, there's an answer to it. Like, were you paying attention for the whole show? Because the
right.
whole fucking thing makes sense.
Because like
Like,
his whole reasoning.
I haven't been able to find any
His,
major plot holes or physical plot holes in this show, which are the things that I look for.
his whole motivation of why he wants peace and why he'll kill people and shit. It goes back to his brother and shit. Like,
All right, I thought that was great.
yeah.
And I don't know, like you said before, what do we got to do to get the brother to come back? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, because I want to see some of these other villains that he got, because that's pretty crazy. They just killed off like one of his big villains, like his pops, like that. So he's definitely gonna be dealing with a lot of shit, like dealing with the death of his father, seeing him being haunted by him and stuff like that.
Oh,
So.
it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be like I was wondering exactly what was gonna play out in that scene, and I didn't expect his father to be the, I guess, catalyst for the story. Yes,
Mm.
like she only found the helmet because he blew the blue dart or blowed, blew. Fuck, you know what I'm saying. He shot the
Mm.
blue dart, blow dart. Fuck, one of
Yeah.
these times I'll get it right. So he killed his father in his mind, and she looked at the fucking needle in the tree, and that's how she was able to see the fucking helmet. So
Mm.
was his dad there to help?
That's that could be a thing too.
I mean, are you going to? The only thing that's going to agitate me is if they give character development to something that isn't a character. Like
Mm.
his dad in his head is not a character. It should not be able to develop unless there's something else going on. Like there's got to be something else going on with him because this is
Yeah.
all him. You get what I'm
I thought
saying?
in that moment, like him seeing things that aren't there, like that could be dangerous for the group. Like he could end up fucking around
Oh, for
and
sure.
try to kill somebody and shit. Like,
Right. Like imagine he's talking to his dad and Harcourt comes up behind where he's having this conversation. He cannot see her because he's seen his father and then shoots the fucking blow dart and kills her instead of a tree.
yeah, that would be crazy.
Like something like that could 100% is on the table now. Because, I mean, it's a full blown fucking hallucination.
Right.
Like you're having a conversation with a ghost. And not like I watched you had me I watched what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then I was on Netflix, so it just took me to another horror movie. It took me to another horror
You
movie.
watched it?
Yeah,
What'd you think about it? Dumb.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay.
Wait, which
Not
one?
the.
Wait,
I'm
the
talking
one,
about the
the
new one.
2020, the brand new one. Yeah, watch a
Okay,
brand new one.
okay. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, yeah. That
The
shit
one
had
where
like that.
they're having an auction in town.
Yeah, it's just if that had a great story, like it had a decent story, like because the kills were awesome. The kills were really creative. I give them
Dude,
that. But it's like,
so obviously I ended up going back for a few of them, and then I had to go back because I thought that it was a 1v1, and I didn't catch it immediately. But when
mm,
he gets into that tussle with the old lady, Sally, right?
yeah,
So, and then she stabs him with the knife, right?
hmm
He stabs her with the chainsaw. The chainsaw was not running when he shoved it through her entire fucking body. Did you know that?
I gotta rewatch that. It might be a
Rewatch that part because I was like, wait a second. I was like, because they shoot that moment because it's inside of a scene, but they shoot that one particular moment absolutely perfectly because you see them like, let's say, hung up on each other. So she
mm,
grabs the fucking knife and stabs him like in the side or whatever, like in the ribs.
yeah.
I don't know exactly where the fucking went in. Obviously, nothing freaking crucial. Like I don't want to give away the
Mm,
twist, but nothing crucial. And then they do that one quick look at him where he kind of looks down like, "Oh, we're stabbing people. I can show
okay.
you how to stab people," and he just shoves that motherfucker straight
Cause
through.
yo, it was hilarious. Like when they confronted each other, and she's like, "You remember me?" Type of
Oh my
shit.
god!
And he did
He's like,
the Thanos. He did the Thanos thing. He's like, "I don't even know who you are." I
I don't
was
know
like,
who
'cause I
you
immediately
are.
thought about that gif of like Thanos telling Wanda like, "I don't even know who you are." Like,
That's exactly what it was. It was fucking beautiful. It's like, I don't fucking know who you. And okay, so what year is it supposed to be in that movie?
what in 2020? The 2022 one?
The 2022 version, it's supposed to be in like the 70s or the
No,
80s?
it's in modern day. It's modern day.
There's no way it could be in modern day if they're driving around in a bus.
Yeah, it's modern day. They had cell phones and all that. They
Something
had
about that seems
Instagram.
wrong.
He's like, you're gonna get canceled, bro.
So he walks up to he walks up to that farm there at the end, right?
Yeah,
Because they fucking marveled you. I was
yeah,
like, you
it's pretty much like
bastards.
Thanos. Like,
So is that's just supposed to set him up for doing another movie, right?
yeah, unfortunately, but
Why is that unfortunate?
because who wants to see Will Byer? That's what I'm calling the chick's name. The chick that
Oh, the one who survived?
yeah, I'm calling her Will Byer. She looks like
Why?
Will. She looks like Will
Will who?
from Stranger Things.
Oh, I never watched Stranger Things.
Oh man, if you seen go just look up Will Byer when we get
Okay.
off the street. Look up Will Byer, and you'll be like, oh shit, hilarious.
So, back to your initial question, what do I think about the movie?
Yeah,
I thought that it was great. I fucking loved it, and like you said, it gets right to it and just goes.
yeah.
It's
My
only 73 minutes.
yeah, it was mad short, and it's just like my thing is just like I
Well,
just had
they
issues with
got
the
me at the end
story.
though. Not with the Marvel scene, but they definitely
Yeah,
got me at the end because I wasn't expecting that. I was like, winner.
like the gore was awesome. It's just the story and the characters I just didn't give a fuck about. It's just like damn, y'all could have done something. Like
Well,
it done.
I didn't necessarily like care because I mean I watch too many of these fucking movies that
Mm,
it's hard to care about everybody in the fucking group
yeah,
because you're like, okay, who's gonna survive? Like I care about who's gonna survive, but you got to do a good job of character building in the movie for me to start caring about the characters because
yeah,
I didn't care. I was like, okay,
yeah. I'll just say
which
like
one's gonna make it out?
but I'm just saying, like, I feel like Halloween, the 2018 one set like a new standard for like slashers, like where it's like, oh, all right, we can actually do some interesting, creative things with the
I
story and just
mean,
actually,
at least they had a
but
story. At least, like this one had more of a
yeah,
story than a lot of the other ones had, where he actually had a reason for doing what he's doing, and
but that's the
he
thing,
only
like
did
it's
what he
still,
needed to.
I still think the 2003 one is the best one, but it's just even the whole motive, his whole motivation was kind of dumb. I was like, yo, y'all brought that on yourselves, like,
Dude,
and
that first kill. Oh,
he
oh.
barely used this chainsaw too, which was kind of weird. Like he was using that sledgehammer more than anything.
I mean, if you're going by number, he killed a shit ton of people with the chainsaw. But if you're going by scene, I would agree with you. He didn't use the chainsaw nearly as much as I would thought.
Yeah. So I
But
think it's
I
it's
thought it
pretty
was
much
fucking
mixed. Like,
hilarious there at the end when I was like, he takes off running or whatever, and the old
mm,
lady's got the shotgun, and she's like, "What is he doing?" And it just comes fucking bolting out. I was like, "What the fuck?" He's
Yeah,
running with
it
a
was weird,
chainsaw.
and that's what I'm saying. Like Leatherface is never like that. He never like plans things out. He's not like smart. You know what I'm saying? He's never
No,
been like.
he's meant to be he's supposed to be like
He's supposed to be
the
a man child.
opposite
Like,
of Freddy. He's supposed to be the
yeah,
opposite. Like Freddy got a plan for what he's gonna be doing to you in your dream every fucking time. He has a
yeah.
plan.
Leatherface is just like a big man child. Like,
Leatherface
literally.
is supposed to be like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So that's why, like that first fucking one, I was like, "Don't touch him! Don't touch him! Don't touch him! Don't touch him!" Oh, you touched him. That's gonna be bad for you. But I did not expect him to do exactly what he did. I was like, "Oh shit!" And
The
that,
first kill was pretty good. Like where he takes the dude's bone and puts it into his neck and shit. I was like,
yeah,
wow,
that whole fucking sequence was great. But I like they give you no motivation as to why he did what he did with his mother. I was like, "What the actual fuck is happening here?" Like, I didn't expect him to slice his own mother's face off. Did you?
no.
Like that's freaking me out. I was like, wait a second, wait a
I
second.
didn't like the mask, to be honest. Too. Like that should just
You know, like his
somebody
face
made.
mask.
Nah, he kind of looked like well, one channel said it before. I was watching Make a Path Presents, and he's like, yeah, he looks like the scarecrow from scary to stories you tell in the dark and shit.
That was the other one that Netflix sent me to. I started watching that one.
Yeah.
I just made it to the point where the guy turned into a scarecrow.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I need to go to sleep.
I would rather them make a sequel to like the 2003 one because Jessica Biel is still around. You know, you could have
Okay,
done like 20 years later.
2003 is the Jessica Biel one. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, is the Jessica Biel one also the never mind, I'm thinking of House of Wax. That's Paris
that's what
Hilton.
that was giving me House of Wax vibes, like when they're in that little town. Them
Oh,
old
that's
man
exactly.
shit.
That was the first thing that popped into my mind. I was like, okay, how
It
what is your difference in story here going to be compared to House of
and,
Wax? Because that's all I was
and they
thinking.
could
I
have.
was like, they had something going on.
They shouldn't even put Sally in this because she served no purpose at all, like at all.
Um,
Besides
I
the,
feel the only reason they put her in it is to make it feel connected to the other one. That was it.
yeah, it was stupid. It was that's what I was saying. I was like, yo, this was too close to like
Because I'm not gonna
Halloween
lie,
2018.
if what it happened originally in the '60s. What year did they say?
70s.
I thought at the beginning of the movie it says that the original murders happened in the '60s. Is the '70s?
I think it was 74 or something like that. That's when the original movie came out.
Okay,
And it's
okay.
50 years later, which is fucking. How the fuck is this old
Right.
ass
So
Leatherface moving like this?
right, I like the fact that he was taking damage and he was moving like that, but I was like, if it's 50 years later and he was supposed to be like a full-fledged adult, maybe not completely, but
Probably like in his teens,
let's
maybe
say
he
he
was
was
like a teen or
16.
something.
He was 16.
Yeah,
So now you're telling me this is 66-year-old Leatherface and he's just cooking?
yeah. It's more believable with Mike Myers because like he's just a force.
Yeah, Mike Myers is a supernatural force.
Yeah. I
Leatherface
would.
is supposed to be like I always the way that I understood Leatherface was he's got that retard strength, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then he also has I don't know if it's like some type of nerve damage, but he's got something along the lines of what the bad guy has in Goldeneye. Sean Bean, right?
Hmm.
Like he ain't be feeling pain. Isn't that Sean Bean?
I,
Fuck, I don't
I, I
remember.
was I was thinking about this. Like, it would be cool to see like an old man Freddy or something like that, like an old Freddy Krueger. Even though it's not
Oh yeah,
possible because he's a
I
spirit. He's
remember you
like a
saying that.
yeah. Because it would be weird because he's a fucking entity. But you know.
I mean,
Or if they do a reboot, they can
and
make him an actual person. Like
no,
he's like
like
got burnt skin
no,
and shit. Like
you can definitely do Old Man Freddy and be like, oh, the last people actually did something that affected me, but I fucking made it back, you motherfuckers.
yeah, he looks like hot older and stuff like that. And
Like I don't know exactly how you make him look older because his skin's
yeah,
like
burnt off
not
and shit. Like,
skin. He has
yeah.
melted the fuck
But I
down.
think they should get Robert England to do one more. One more.
Wait, who's possessed by a witch? Who's possessed by a witch? What's she
We don't
talking
know.
about? Fuck.
No.
I don't know. Like, God, sometimes I wish the chat was faster because you move on to another point so fucking fast that you don't remember what the fuck you said. And then somebody comments on it. You're like, fuck, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Who, when, where? Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of them, you can't do an aging thing. Like,
Yeah.
Mike Myers, he got a mask on. They all got fucking masks on. Everybody wears a mask, and the only one that don't wear a fucking mask
Oh,
doesn't have any skin that you can age.
that's another one. That's another issue I had. Like, yo, they showed Leatherface's face. I was like, bro, they always get like we'll never see his face clearly. We'll see like you know how they kind of teased it in Halloween 2018, like where he was like looking for his mask, and they just never directly showed his face. And but like
I never saw Halloween 2018.
you can see it. Ah,
Oh, I told you I'm behind on all of them freaking horror movies. I fell
but yeah,
way
that
behind on Halloween because I was like,
when you see
oh, it's
that, you'll
gonna
be
be
like, oh.
terrible.
But when you see that, you'll be like, all right, that's where Texas Chainsaw Massacre got that whole idea of bringing in Sally and stuff. It's literally like the same thing. It's
Okay.
mad lazy.
She said Mike Myers is the one that possessed by a witch. Is that true?
I don't remember that.
I'm not an aficionado on any of them. Like Freddy is easily my favorite out of the big three. Like
Yeah,
you
I
could
think he's
say
the best villain because like his dialogue and stuff like that. Like,
I think that I think he has the for what he does, he has the best backstory. Like Jason has a crap ass backstory for what he does. He does essentially
it
what Freddy does in real life, except his
well,
backstory was,
you
you guys didn't watch me. What?
you could bring Friday the 13th into modern day because like Jason was just bullied and he ended up drowning and stuff like they threw him in the water and he ended up drowning and stuff. So you could do a whole messaging on bullying. That's another whole thing that they probably shouldn't do. Try to
No,
sympathize,
that's
make a
what I.
sympathetic Jason.
Okay, so then how do you do the? How would you do it with Mike Myers? Like that's tough.
Actually, with Friday the 13th, you can go back to like I think a lot of these shits should just go back to the basics. Like if you make a Friday the 13th, make it Mrs. Voorhees and stuff like
You want fuck. What's the female version of Jason?
that's his mother.
No,
His
I
mother was the
mean
first.
no. I meant the actual name,
Oh,
like James. Well, I mean Jamie.
I
Either
mean, you could
one.
just call it say J, I guess, because it'd just be like gender neutral and shit like that.
Jennifer Voorhees.
J Voorhees.
Like I know that I feel like there's one out there. Maybe somebody in the chat will be able to come up with it.
You could do a female Freddy and just be like Frida or some shit.
Yeah, it'd be Frida.
Frida Cougar.
Except people be like, dude, I slept with this cougar in my dreams. And then she murdered me.
I think there's just some interesting things you could do with modern technology with a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like you get somebody like Sam Raimi, because like I just be looking at like Doctor Strange and stuff like that. Like you
Okay.
could do some really interesting things with the
Oh
dream
yeah, I
world.
want some mind bending stuff because like he is quintessential oh fuck practical effects back in the day.
Mm.
Like the practical effects of turning a chick into a
The
fucking bug.
Yeah,
Amazing.
the next movie we're getting is as far as the horror like legacy horror goes, it's like Hellraiser. Never was a big fan of Pinhead, but
I was just about to say, unless you want to consider it the big four, and then you gotta add Pinhead.
I,
That's a demon you could age up.
yeah, but like they're doing a female this time around. I guess that's closer to the novel or closer to the book and whatnot. Where in the book Pinhead was a
Yeah,
female.
but does Pinhead say that they're a female? because I could say that Pinhead's a female, but if Pinhead doesn't say that Pinhead's a female,
I think
it's
he's always been
irrelevant.
kind of. I always saw him as always like genderless, really. But
I mean, who sees a fucking that's it's not like watching 13 Ghosts. It's
yeah,
not the same. Like this is not that.
that's a movie they need to bring back, but make it a series on each one of the ghosts. Like have like 13 individual stories.
Like have the stories of how they got collected.
Yeah, or just like
Ooh,
it could just be completely like just the stories like that made them the character that they
made
are, or some
them the
shit.
ghost.
Yeah,
There's a few different angles you could take with that one. Like I love that movie.
yeah,
I don't
that
I don't
shit's
know
really
what
good.
people I don't know what people's hang up is on it. Like if they like I know
You know
there's
what?
a
Like
sect out there that doesn't specifically
a
like the
a,
acting of Matthew Lillard in the movie.
a
And I was
a
like,
lot of the
ah,
generic horror movies that came out now, it's like it makes you appreciate those 2000s horror movies and stuff like because even those 2000s horror movies weren't as good, but like I feel like they still had a little bit
right.
more
They might
creativity.
right. They might have been a little dumber, but they made it look good.
Hmm.
Like that's the
Like
problem
that.
you have with the sci-fi original now is that it is also dumb, but it also don't look good. Like, come on, you got to give me
Hmm.
one or the other at least, or else I'm just watching this to like Sharknado it. Sharknadoes are not good, but I love them. Like I mean, they obviously they're not a terrible film in the sense of film making. Like they do get the camera shots that they want, but you see fake sharks flying in the sky.
Hmm. And I do want them to kind of go back to bringing back those old monster movies,
I mean,
those
holy fuck!
classic.
Like, not a single fucking shark in any of the Sharknadoes look as realistic as fucking what's the shark in the movie with shit.
Jaws,
Nope, not
Deep
Jaws,
Blue
not
Sea.
Jaws. Nope, the newest one with Jason Statham.
Oh,
The Meg, the Meg.
the Meg. Yeah, I
Right.
didn't
So
watch that, but
you seen how real? Oh, you didn't see it?
nah,
Okay,
probably
well,
not.
the shark in that movie is fucking massive and it looks realistic. I was like, okay, so if you can do that, like that's all I was asking for because it's
Yeah,
completely ludicrous. Like the premise of the movie here is completely fucking ludicrous. There's not a giant shark out there. Like
yeah. I just think it
like
comes down to
Lake
like
Placid. Lake
like
Placid is another good one.
yeah, like Hollywood just doesn't want to spend the money on practical, even though like that should look crazy. Like you could do so many dope shit with like
I mean,
practical effects
you can do
nowadays.
like I said with Peacemaker, you can do a good job with CGI. Like
Yeah.
you gotta spend the time. And I know that there are certain programs that will pull like real biotics. Like here's a film, like somebody went out there and they filmed the eagle flying. So we're going to
Hmm.
take that exact same thing and we're just going to superimpose its movement onto the character we've created instead of like switching from, well, this is the created character and now we have like a fucking falconer out here in the field that sent a
Hmm.
fucking eagle up and we're going to film a real fucking eagle.
Even
No, don't film
y-
the real fucking eagle. Make everything look.
have you
That's the
seen the
problem I
first?
have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you seen the first season of The Walking Dead?
No, I've never watched any of the. I mean, I've seen like stuff
Oh,
that you showed me
what?
from the show, but I never
Damn. Oh,
watched
that's
any
right.
of The
You never
Walking
watched.
Dead.
That's crazy. Yeah, you need to go watch that.
Nope, never got into that particular zombie universe, and I
But
probably
a lot
should.
of the like,
Like, it's still
so,
going,
so,
isn't it?
yeah, it's in its final season right now. But uh, what was interesting about that for like in those first episodes is like they had this one zombie that was like, it was literally just a torso. It was just crawling, but it was animatronic and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. So Janie Davis says, "What beeped? Did anyone else hear that? Or is that something in my house?" Perp, I swear to God that I heard the beep come from you. Because if I hear something, it's got to come from you, right?
I don't know. Probably hear my TV.
I mean, I don't hear like anybody talking or anything, but no, like I swear to God, I heard a beep too. She said she heard a fucking beep. I heard a fucking beep. But I don't know. We've been going for 2.5 hours. You want to beep the fuck out of here?
Yeah. Better
Go
get some
beep
shut
beep.
eye.
I mean, I'd like to thank everybody for sticking around. Like, this is the most meandering review you're ever going to see on Peacemaker anywhere. There was absolutely
Facts.
no structure, and I loved every minute of it.
Yes. No structure.
I like having a conversation about stuff.
Only
Um,
madness, no structure.
I was so goddamn terrified we were going to lose characters, but apparently they're saving that until next year now, so that's good.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, the whole team will be back, won't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll ask before we leave. I'll ask you one more question because it seemed like, I mean, I haven't heard anybody really talk about this. Like, what are the repercussions of the DC universe? Because I already told Zod, like, if Phil Coulson is the glue of the Marvel universe, or at least he was at the start, like the glue at the end is the big three, whatever. The glue in the DC universe is Amanda Waller. Like she is that. She's not the linchpin in the sense that if you remove her, stuff doesn't happen. She
Hmm.
is like, she is the connection point. She is connected to everybody. She's connected to the politics over here. She's connected to the villains over here. She's connected to the heroes over here. She, everybody in the DC circle. Amanda Waller has a way to fucking get a hold of them. And they came out and they put her ass in the fucking crosshair. I thought that Adebayo was going to get killed at the end.
Hmm.
I was like, she's going to go home and her mother is going to have killed her. Like, we're going to have a reverse Peacemaker on our hands.
That'd been crazy.
Like, do you think there are any real repercussions for her character going forward? Because it seems like she's
We'll
still
have to
going to
wait.
be
We'll have to
connected.
wait and see. Maybe that's gonna lead into like Suicide Squad 3 or something like that, or like
Because
the next Suicide.
I still am going to count things as mattering up until Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Because you could say that, oh well, Flashpoint is coming, so what difference does it make what happens here? And I was like, I don't know, have you ever played Mass Effect? Choices that you make now are going to affect stuff that happens after the end game, so
Right.
pay attention, motherfucker. God dang, these things are important. But you got anything you want to plug?
Uh, just AOT tomorrow. Sorry, did my power
Oh,
review.
that's right, it's only Saturday night. That's
Well,
true.
it's Sunday right now over
Well,
here,
now it's
but
Sunday morning. It's still
yeah,
Saturday night though.
yeah, I'm gonna do
Consider
that.
it. When do you consider morning to start?
As soon as it hits, 12. It's 12 in
Nah,
the
fuck
morning right
that,
now.
man. No, fuck that.
The sun's
No.
just not out.
It is Saturday night until dawn, and then it is Sunday morning.
Yeah, I got that. Snowfall comes back Wednesday. Yeah, so yeah, I got a bunch of stuff coming.
Excellent, excellent. I would say that I look forward to it, but that would probably be a lie because I'll only watch a thing. You make too many videos, guy. I was like, I can't be watching the videos on stuff that I don't care about at all. Like, you make a power video, I'm not watching a power video on your channel. You make
Mhm.
something talking about Peacemaker, now you got chains.
Yeah. So it's Russian roulette all the time. But
Like,
you can never make too many
I've,
videos.
I've definitely went to the other end of the spectrum again. Like that comes in swings and roundabouts too, where I'm only watching stuff that pertains to the topic, and I don't necessarily care about the creator per se.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this creator made this," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I want to see this. I want to see this talked about. I want to see fucking memes about this fucking character." But thankfully, we don't have to worry about any racism here at the end of the stream because we already got rid of it. Isn't that nice?
Right.
It's real nice. But I'm gonna
Yep.
leave everybody with, let's see if I can hit all the right buttons this time, with this on the way out. Because I know what I would love to do with season 2 of Peacemaker, and that's this.